Hey, everybody. Happy, blessed morning. It is me, Dr.T Timms, or Dr. T. Welcome to another day that God decided to give us. You know, everybody is not that fortunate. I had a situation yesterday where I lost one of my nephews, so please keep me and my family in your prayers. It's never a right time or good time, but we all know that we have a start date and an end date. But the violence in the street is just so amazing and so great. So I'm very happy to have another queen in the house, Miss FREDRISHA Shay Dixon. I know I said it right. I practiced.
I'm impressed. Did you see how my eyes lit
Yes.
up? Yes, you said it.
So let's welcome her. She's definitely not a stranger to Speedy and Friends. You've been on the show with Jancia.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we were going to have a show before, but our engineer took ill. And before I go any further, let me just acknowledge this incredible young man over here on the ones and the twos. Is that what they call it in engineering too?
No, that's I don't know
DJ.
where the one and twos is from, Dr. T, but shalom to the people.
And of course, that is the dynamic Nick. And so we'll go ahead and get started. So first of all, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Very
Same
happy to
you.
see you well.
Likewise.
Looking beautiful as usual.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And let's just get into it. Which camera am I on, Nick? Okay, so you guys see this beautiful young lady on these posters here. She is indeed running for mayor of Inglewood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Home to the Great Western Forum. Now we got the SoFi Stadium. I say we because I'm a constituent. I live in Inglewood, at least for now.
Nice. That's great.
But it's very important to know who you're voting for and why you're voting for them. You know, sometimes if we're not doing our homework and our due diligence, we'll go and we'll just vote our party. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to read and get to know and listen to the interviews and hear people and listen to the consistency in what they say. All right. So today we're going to spend our time. We're going to take at least an hour. I'm taking it to get to know this young lady. So first of all, who are you?
Well, you already said my name.
Yes.
I'm FREDRISHA Dixon. My friends and family call me Shay.
Okay.
I am a mother. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I am a community member who cares about my community. Go a little more in detail about who you want to know or what you want to know
Well,
about.
where
who
are you
I am.
from?
I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee.
That's the accent I hear.
You hear it. It's coming
Do y'all
out.
hear it? We hear it.
Yes, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
I actually try not to speak with it most of the time. I studied broadcast journalism, and I was told that I needed to learn to speak without it. So most of the time, I'm thinking that I'm still speaking without my Southern accent, but
Southern
I know
drawl.
without the Southern drawl, exactly. But I know that it just comes out. So yeah, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I moved to Los Angeles 10 years ago, and I moved to Inglewood a little more than 7 years ago.
Okay. Well, I like the Southern drawl.
Thank
and
you.
that's a part of who you are. Now, I didn't go to school for broadcasting, but I do believe in just being who you are.
Yeah.
And if when you talk, it comes out because, you know, it helped me generate the question, well, where are you from? Because I'm hearing something in that. So just be who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, be you. She is country. No, I'm just kidding.
I am country. Ain't nothing wrong with being country.
Nothing
That
wrong
doesn't
with it
mean
at
that
all.
I'm slow or that I'm incompetent or anything like that.
Right.
It just means I was born
In
in the
Nashville.
southern state, the southern parts of America.
Absolutely. So what made you interested in politics?
Actually, I'm not interested in politics.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not interested in politics at all. I don't know anything about politics.
Okay.
And I'm learning the political side right now as I'm campaigning. I'm interested in public service work.
Very good.
The job that I'm applying for is actually a public service job.
Okay.
And I think that there's a big misconception, especially in our community, about the differences between politics and public service work.
Okay.
So these people that we see who are in these positions, they're supposed to be public service workers.
Right.
But unfortunately, we have seen a lot of politicians.
Yes.
So the people who are and they're putting on a certain front,
Yes.
you know, making deals that benefit themselves instead of their constituency. And, you know, all of the smoke and mirrors that we see on TV and that we get fed to us through the
Yeah.
media, that's politics and that's
Yes.
political.
Yes.
I don't care anything about that.
Yes.
I'm concerned about my community, helping my constituency, and helping make some positive changes in my community.
That's great. So she's for the people, not in it for titles, but in it because she actually cares about her community and the people in her community. Now, speaking of the people in the community, just in Los Angeles alone, and I'm sure in other regions of the world, it seems like many, many people are living on the streets, living in campers, living in cars or
Yes.
SUVs. And I see it in Inglewood, probably not as much as I see it in Compton.
It's showing up more in Inglewood now, though.
Yeah. So, like, do you have a plan to
Yes.
combat that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, let's hear her plan, y'all.
Well, this is the thing. I won't go too far in detail
Sure.
with any of my plans
Sure.
because I realized that my competitor has been listening to my interviews
Of
and watching the
course.
things that I say.
Yes.
And he has started to say some of the very same things that I'm saying.
That's what they do.
So
Hard to have an original thought.
I see.
Unless you're sincere
Right.
in what it is that God called you to do.
That part. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our homeless community is very important to me. And I actually spend time trying to engage with our homeless community as well.
How do you engage?
Going to talk to them
Okay.
first and foremost.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
we have one community member in particular who, you know, a light came on in my head when you said living in their cars. And she's living in her car, and she has been living in her car for maybe a year, maybe a little longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
And Inglewood is so small that when people go to the streets to sleep, we see them. And like, especially, I live in downtown Inglewood. So if they're on Market Street, or we got a lot of them that have popped up just over the past month. And, you know, they are, just sleeping in our downtown area. And it's really sad because they're all black. It's all black people.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? And the downtown area seems to be revitalized or revitalizing. When you drive down Market and Market Street, there's a lot of restaurants and coffee shops and still closed businesses
Like
that are there.
Like 4 restaurants or coffee shops.
Well, you have the Wood, and then you got
1.
the Soul Shack.
Stuff I Eat. 2. We got Sip and Sonder. 3. Is there another cafe on Market?
Not that I'm aware of. If you go down further, you got the Mexican restaurant Fiesta Martin.
Right.
But how does that work? Like, because the area it seems to be that it's building up, and I just say that that's because of the stadium. You know, you have a multi-billion-dollar stadium there, but what about the rest of the surrounding community? You know, what about people that are inhaling dust from the air and can't breathe, like this one?
Yeah.
What about the small space that they selected to have the Clippers stadium? And you know they got to knock down some more buildings. I mean, and I just feel a certain way about that because we do have people that are on the street. We have people that are also, it seems to me, being forced out of, even if they're living in the hotels and the inns on the street, they're being forced out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts and feelings on that?
So to finish my thought, I guess, on our homeless situation, there are so many things that our city can do to assist our homeless community. And we have, I feel like we have the resources in the city. We definitely got the money coming into the city, you know, to be able to invest in social service programs, because that's what kind of program will be necessary to help our homeless population.
Right.
However, Inglewood has $0 going towards social services in general. So
How is that possible?
What you mean? You live in Inglewood.
I'm just asking.
What you talking about? How is that possible?
I mean, how okay.
That is what the community has allowed for our leadership to do. No one has said, hey, why do we have more than half of our budget going to the police department and we have $0 going to social service programs? Why do we have this money going here and we have $0 going to education? No one has said that. Or maybe people have said it, but no one has stepped up to actually challenge that and put themselves in a position to make that change.
Until now.
But these are all great things that you're saying, and these are things that we really need in our community. And you also mentioned gentrification. So yeah, we're definitely going through gentrification with the stadiums moving into our communities, because with them moving to into our community, they are causing for our cost of living, our property values, our rental prices as well.
Okay, let me just tell you, I ain't gonna name no names, but I'll tell you this: the rental place where I rent from, they tried to do a 6% increase, which was illegal because they can't go more than 3.
Right.
So then they dropped it to 3. But what if you were a person who didn't know that? So you guys paying attention, your rent cannot go up more than 3% a year, correct? But they're very dirty with it. It's very political, I guess. Politicking, So it makes me feel good to hear you say that that's not what's important to you. That's not what you're in it for. It's for the people.
Yeah.
And I know you can't, and I wouldn't advise you tell all your plans either, because
I can go a little further though.
Like, go just a little further.
When I said I wasn't going to go as deep, I just mean like I'm not going to give my specific details.
You should not.
Right. But
you'll see it on the billboards.
No, I will hear the competitor saying that he's making plans to do the same thing.
Right.
That's what will happen, because that's what has been happening.
Wow.
For some reason, he's very obsessed with me, and I did not know that I would be this important to him, but I am.
Now, how long has he been in position? How long
Almost
has he been
12
here?
years, 3 terms. And in Inglewood, we don't have a set limit on how many terms you can be in that position.
Okay.
Or city council, which is why we have these career politicians in those positions, and they've already, made enough deals that benefit themselves to kind of really put them too far gone to ever be able to
relate
transform
to
exactly transform and come back to be relatable to us and be able to actually assist us. So we need more than a new mayor in Inglewood. Actually, we need 4 new city council people as well.
Do y'all hear that?
Yeah, we do.
need a new mayor and 4 more city council people. Too bad I'm not staying.
Well, dang. Dr. T, listen, I would like to talk you out of leaving Inglewood.
It's just so much. I mean, I wake up. It is so funny, because I was telling my guy yesterday, I said, you know what? I said, I wake up in the morning and I just automatically, I'm counting the sirens. Every time I hear a siren, go down the street, I'm counting sirens. Yesterday, I counted 7.
Well, they're not our sirens. You know that, like, if you're talking about the emergency vehicles, because we don't have any in Inglewood. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, there's a fire station.
Yeah, but it's not, we don't control it. It is Los Angeles. Exactly.
It's just parked
as
in
if
the
we
city
can't,
of Inglewood.
Exactly. As
okay.
if we can't handle that type of thing, which we can if our leadership is actually wanting to take on this type of responsibility, because it is our leadership's responsibility.
Weird. Because Compton has their own, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
I never paid attention to that.
Well,
wow, that's good. Good information.
So, like I was saying, we don't have any money in our budget going towards social service programs, first responders and things like that. That's included in it. So our leadership has really decided to focus on corporate interests and not our small businesses.
Oh, no, honey.
Because they completely turned their back.
The stadium.
Yeah, they completely turned their back on our small businesses, but they are dedicated to the large corporate entities that are coming into the community.
Yeah.
And then, I think that as the mayor, you are the representative of that city.
Yes.
And so if any corporation is coming into your town, and a big corporation like these, the entities that own these stadiums, right, you want to communicate with them because that's the political side of it. But then what you want to do is communicate with them so that you can make negotiations to see how they might be able to benefit the community.
The community, yeah, not
and
just
what our
your
leadership has
pockets.
done exactly is the complete
I said
opposite
it.
of that.
She said it.
Yeah, it's
She
true.
didn't say it. I said it. Because I've been living in Inglewood. I had lived in Inglewood, moved out of Inglewood, and came back, and it's so much worse than it was. Probably before he was mayor. To be very honest with you. Ooh, if I do the work, do the math. I don't want to do the math, but
Yeah, it's sad.
But it is sad. It's very sad. So, you know,
Can I move this?
you can do whatever you like. These are just my CBD gummies.
Oh,
from
see,
my,
I should not have even
from my
bothered
line.
that. I just.
That's okay. This is from Dr.
just
T's
messed everything
personal
up.
line, Sun, Serenity Optimum Nutrition. And I started lipo body fat cavitation, wood therapy, all of that. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, honey, it helps to get down. So for me, I'm a cancer survivor.
Okay.
And I've had like 8 surgeries, 6 of them just in the lower abdominal area. I think you saw me walking this morning. I saw you come on my page.
Exercising. I was like, dang, girl, get ahead and exercise for me
Yes.
because I ain't getting up out of this bed yet.
But what happens is that lower part of my abdomen, it is very resistant to change. But since I started doing the lipo body fat cavitation, it's been able to melt that fat down, which is helping the lymphatic system, which is helping me internally with my health and then externally with the appearance.
Nice.
So it's been great. So I went and I learned it and got certified in it, and it's something that I offer in addition to, I do all kind of things.
I see. That's
God has
awesome.
blessed me abundantly and more exceedingly well than anything I could have ever imagined.
Well, you deserve it.
I do. And just like you deserve this, because I can feel, you guys know that there is this thing called an aura in the air, and the energy that you feel when you're sitting in front of someone that you feel is sincere in what they're saying. So what qualifies you? Let the people know, because it's just like when Mr. President Barack Obama became the first black president, right? Well, we'll say that, Nick. We'll say that. Can we just say it for simplicity purposes? We know
Not
we gotta
the first
go back.
ADOS president. We ain't had an ADOS person in the White House yet, an American descendant of slavery.
Right.
But yes, the first black or African American.
Yes. And so it's a great thing because it lets children who look like him, look like me, look like you know that, hey, it can be done.
Yes.
Right? So my hat is off to you for that.
Thank you.
Not just because you're black, but because you're a woman.
I will be the first woman mayor in Inglewood as well.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will. She's already spoken into fruition,
Yes.
so we're just waiting on the time. So what do you need people to do? They need to what? What do they need
I
to
think
do?
you were asking me, okay, what qualifies me? So listen.
Yeah, I have so many.
What qualifies anybody
Uh-huh.
for running for any type of public service job, especially a local one, is you got to care about your community or whoever it is that you're trying to represent. Really, that's the first thing, and that's it. If you care about the people, if you know your purpose, I think that people should definitely be in that position who are ethical and who have good character and who are able to be rational and make good decisions with integrity. But like, you don't have to have a certain degree, a certain education. I think having a legal background is huge though, because there's a lot that I see that regarding how our city is being run compared to what our charter says,
Right.
how our city should be run.
Right.
And had I not gone to law school, I would not have been able to recognize these things.
Right.
I also have, when we're talking about my ideas and the plans for Inglewood, there are so many different legal standards that our leadership could invoke if they wanted to,
And it's
to
just not
assist
being
our
implemented.
constituency. And see, that's the thing. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, well, maybe because they don't know the law, they don't know
not
that
after
they could.
12 years. Not
that they
after
could-
12 years. You should know something.
Well, no, not in that position as mayor. No, 'cause
Exactly.
you don't learn the law just because you're in that position, though.
But experience. Wouldn't
Yeah, but
experience over time, shouldn't it show you or teach you?
I don't understand how you would learn what market participant is as a mayor. Well, he does have a city attorney who advises them. There is a lawyer who is on the city council, which is I don't even want to say his name, but one of our council members, he is a lawyer.
You might need to say the name so that people can know who not.
Well, we need to replace
support.
all of them. All of them, because
So
all of them
tell me.
are the puppets of.
Who are the city councils? Can you name them?
There is DIXON, which he's definitely coming up out of here
Okay.
this term. I think
Okay.
he is retiring. I think he's been there for maybe like 13 years, 18, something.
See, that's
something crazy.
That's the problem.
He's
I have.
really old.
When you talk about these career politicians and people get in these spaces, and for people who are watching, as soon as they stop doing their job, which is caring about the people,
it's time for him to go.
it's time for them to go.
Yeah.
You know, but what happens, people become very familiar, very comfortable. I can remember working for a school district girl, and if you would have picked up the pen, you would have thought they bought the pen. No, that pen belongs to the district.
Yeah.
That computer belongs to the district.
Yeah.
Okay? The city of Inglewood belongs to the people.
That part.
So as soon as you get people in these positions and they're no longer doing their jobs, you need to call them out on it.
Yeah.
And if it continues, if you see, you know, your mayor wearing these $3,000, $5,000 suits, but you can go down the street and see people living on the corners or just out begging for change because they don't have anything coming, something is wrong with that picture. It's the same reason why I don't support mega churches. It's hard for me to support a church when you rolling in jets and I'm still struggling to pay a $700 car note. That's a problem for me. And it should be a problem for people because sometimes the heads get too big and they get too familiar, too comfortable, and they're no longer working.
Yeah.
So to sit in office, it's okay. You could be in office 20 years if you're going to do your damn job.
I don't agree with that. I don't think so.
Well,
I think it depends. So
it
my
depends.
opinion with that is like it depends on what position you're in. But with local government, no, I don't agree with that at all because that's how corruption gets in. And
So
stays.
are you saying that if you were there 12 years, you
I'm
would
not.
be corrupt?
I don't plan to be there 12 years.
No, but okay.
What?
So what is your
No.
plan?
No, well, first, what I'm saying is this is how people are able to be corrupt because they're able to stay in that position for so long, and they are the only person who is negotiating and making these deals with these corporate entities or whoever,
Okay.
right? And I do believe that local government should have a limited term because, you know, the cities and communities need to change according to the generations. It needs to grow with the generations. We're in Inglewood where we were talking about, I was about to say how old Mr. DIXON is, the person who is the city council member of District 1. He's like, this man got to be like 115. No, I'm joking.
I'm done. See y'all next Monday. No, just kidding.
I'm joking.
No, but I get
He
it.
has to be like 80. And this
Borderline
is the crazy
decrepit.
part. Yes.
But what is his mental status? Does he
That's-
still
listen
have
to
it?
Me. Listen to me.
Okay, tell
So
me.
the pictures that you see of him is like, he probably was 60 in the pictures.
I'm done.
But when you look at the city council meeting
Uh-huh.
or if you meet him in person, you realize, oh my God, he is like over 80. I don't know if he's over
Wow.
80, but he's really old and he's slow mentally. He doesn't say very much of anything with substance.
And what is his ethnicity?
He black.
Okay.
He's black.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, and Mayor Butts is the same because he's in his 70s, very outdated. The decisions that they have made for the community and that they are making moving forward are like still Stone Age in thought, right?
Yeah.
You know, where we have my generation and the next generation, we're talking about environmental justice and
Yeah.
things like that. That's important to us. It's not important to him. He's still making decisions, and those big billboards, I always say this,
That's the worst thing.
they are operated with diesel fuel. So, like, clearly, if you were concerned about environmental justice,
And
it's
what
cool
I'm
to
breathing
put those
in.
up, right? But you need to find another way to operate it.
Yeah.
And then renewable energy is going to be the cheapest way to do it. So
Right.
what are you doing?
Right.
You know.
Right.
But I don't agree with terms being unlimited. Because we need to give our youth the opportunity to govern and control their own communities. And the people who we have in leadership right now, they don't even want to teach us anything. They don't want to be friends with us.
No.
My campaign team spent several months attempting to get a meeting with Mayor Butts prior to me actually announcing my campaign.
Okay.
And of course, they wouldn't respond. Well, we did get a response once, and they told us that they would get back to us. They never got back to us.
Even still?
Even still.
Even though you've announced your candidacy?
Yeah.
You still haven't been able to meet with the present mayor?
No, and I don't think that he's going
What's
to
up with
meet.
that, Mayor
I don't think
Butts?
he's going to meet with me. I think he's afraid.
Well, he's
I
watching
would
us
like to
right
debate
now.
him as
You
well.
are welcome to come on the show. You're welcome to come on the show and to debate Miss Shay Dixon
He's
because
scared.
she's calling you out.
Yeah, he's scared. I would be
So-
scared if I was him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the reason that we should not have unlimited terms. We need to give the youth the opportunity to govern and control their own communities. We also need to teach them about the law.
What about
and
an
we need to teach them about
internship?
government.
Would you offer like an internship for city council, for mayor? Would those be some things that you think you could implement for the city of Inglewood?
Absolutely, and that's
Okay.
something that I'm very interested in. That would be a part of the social service piece.
Okay.
Because I do want to help develop our city's next leaders, and I am in a way already being able to do that.
Okay.
A young lady who is running for city council in District 1, Star Manning. You guys make sure you vote for Star Manning. She's going to be the person who replaces Dotson, who is he got well, I don't even have to say anything else about him. But Star is someone who is a community leader. She is a veteran. And, and I think that she has had the desire to run for a very long time, but she didn't have anyone with any experience to help her or
Sure.
anyone to say, hey, this is what you do, this is what you do. Now, I didn't have that when I first decided to run. I had to actually attend the classes with the Fair Political Practices Commission. I had to
Okay.
do my research,
Okay.
and I did all that on my own.
Okay.
You
Is
know,
it
so-
required?
No, anybody can run. Anybody can say that they want to run, and they can run. Anybody.
Now,
literally.
are there any other candidates running for mayor?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I just know of.
So if they are, they're not significant because I ain't heard of them.
Right.
Okay.
So, me.
Okay.
I just know of me.
I have a question. Do you have to live in the city of Inglewood in order to run to be the mayor of Inglewood?
Yes.
So these mayors live in Inglewood?
Uh-oh.
I think they do now, right? But when Mayor Butts first ran, he didn't live in Inglewood,
I
which is
remember
against
that.
the law.
I remember
so
that.
he shouldn't even be mayor right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to live in Inglewood, and I live there. It's actually my community. He was a police officer in Inglewood, so maybe that's why he felt like he could be mayor.
But I know police officers don't live in the neighborhoods they work in.
Right.
So that's all.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know,
And that's part of the problem.
that
too.
is, and actually, since we're talking about some of the laws that Mayor Butts has broken, also there's another law that does not allow for elected officials to fund the campaigns of other elected officials. And he did give over $100,000 to Eloy Morales, which is the city councilman in my district. That's against the law. Another thing, he's doing things that are against the law to me. I was contacted by the California Secretary of State's office and told,
Oh, is that Dr. Shirley Nash Weber?
yes,
That's
ma'am.
my friend.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a black woman in that position. Go
No,
ahead.
honey, a sister.
Okay,
in
a
that
sister.
position.
A sister.
She was one of my professors at San Diego State, and we developed
Okay.
a friendship over time. And yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, her office
years.
contacted me and they told me that someone had tampered with my mail because they sent me. So, when you're running, the Secretary of State, they're the people who has like the list of the registered voters
Sure.
in the city. And if you want to do voter registration drives, they're the people who have that information. And they make
Okay.
you fill out an application and take you through this whole process to see if, first of all, I guess you can be trusted with this information.
Okay.
And secondly, to make sure that you have some type of hard drive to store this data
Confidential.
on, and keep it confidential.
Yes.
They send it in a file format. So they contacted me and told me that someone intercepted my mail. So the first package that they sent me, which was, of course, a file, they took it and sent it back to the California Secretary of State's office. The second file, we don't know where it is. It
and that's
hasn't
a
gotten to
federal
me.
offense.
It's a federal offense, exactly. So it's currently under investigation.
So you can't really
and-
talk about who we think it is.
No, I can talk about who I think it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Because all of my other mail has come without an issue, and then
Sure.
also I get the you know how the post office sends you. Well, I'm signed up to receive a picture of all the mail
Sure,
that's coming
me
to
too.
my house that day.
Yep.
And they take the picture at the post office in your community before
Right.
it comes out.
Okay.
So it never made it to my post office because I never got a picture of it or anything. So whoever intercepted it before it got to my local post office. Now, if you're going through my mail and you don't touch any mail, and the only mail that is important for you and that you want to intercept is the mail from the Secretary of State's office. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that mail was strategically messed with to prevent me from being able to reach my constituency.
So is that the postmaster?
Whoever it is, he's an op of Mayor Butts. He's one of his operatives.
Got it.
That's the bottom line. On top of that, it is a violation of the Brown Act as well as our city social media policy for any of our elected officials to engage with the constituency on social media from their own account or even from incognito accounts talking about any city or government business.
Is that what's happening?
Yes, it is. So Mayor Butts is he is the administrator of a city page, Ion Inglewood.
Okay.
You probably have heard of that group. It has like over 30,000 members in it. It's supposed to be like the group that is our city group. So it's against the law for him to be an administrator of that group. He's secretly an administrator of that group. They won't accept any posts about my candidacy for mayor in that group. So he not only refuses to accept any posts from anybody regarding my candidacy, but then they were also deleting my comments in the group. And then on Friday, he just went ahead and, because we went back and forth, I actually know the incognito name that he is typing under, and he comes to argue with me often. Really, and it's been this way for a few years, and I actually stopped even engaging with him because I already knew who it was before I know what I know. Because it's against the law. He's not supposed to. It is a violation of the Brown Act. And it's being investigated? Is it being investigated? I don't know if that part is being investigated yet, but it will be soon.
Sure.
Now, he removed me from the group altogether, so he just blocked me from it.
For your misbehaving.
Nah, for me calling him out, for me saying what's true, because they shut the whole city down Friday. They closed down our city hall. They closed down all of our libraries. And I had an issue with that because I'm like, nothing else in the city is closed. Y'all already got these buildings closed because you don't let nobody come in. They have the doors locked of these buildings. And you got to stop and talk to a security guard to even get in. And they not letting you in unless you have an appointment. Prior to Friday, right? But on Friday, he closed the buildings down, and then he said that in order to get inside of City Hall, you need to show proof of vaccination. That's the first thing. And secondly, you have to have an approved appointment. These are city buildings that the constituents pay for.
Yeah, we pay for taxes.
There are resources in these buildings that are ours that we deserve and that we should be able to utilize and access at our disposal.
So it just makes me wonder, Mayor Butts, what is it that you don't want people to see or read or know? Because when you talk about libraries, when you talk about City Hall, where books and files and archives are kept, what is it that you don't want people to know?
Oh, a lot. It's a lot of corruption going on. Even our city clerk, Aisha Thompson. She just
got in the position, didn't she?
Yeah, but she shouldn't have been, because in order to run for city clerk, our law states that you cannot be employed in that office and be on the ballot and run for that position as well.
I remember.
And she was employed at that office when she was elected as city clerk. And she's also someone who is...
I remember reading that in the booklet. Like, I didn't know that, though. But it was like she had so many years experience. I don't think it was that many years experience. I don't know, but I remember...
Well, she seems very incompetent. And at first... I was, from my engagements with her, I was just like, she's just incompetent. Maybe she don't know. She's still learning the job. But now I realize that she's strategically doing things on behalf of Mayor Butts to try to mess with me. So, for instance, when I first went to file my documents to run, I submitted it to her through her office. That's who you're supposed to file it with. And she said to me, I don't know what your filing documents have to do with my office. She said, I recommend you contact the Secretary of State. Now, I told you I took the classes and everything before I ran.
Right.
So I knew who I needed to file my documents with.
Correct.
But I went ahead and reached out to the California Secretary of State, too, because I wanted clarity and confirmation.
She gonna tell you.
And, yeah, they told me, nope, sorry for the misinformation. We are not the proper office for you to file with. You can file a copy with them. But if you're running, you need to file with your local office.
Yeah.
So I followed back up with her. I said, actually, I spoke with the California Secretary of State's office, and they told me that I was correct, that you are the person I'm supposed to file it with. So then she accepted it, right? But it's via email. And on these forms, there's a place that the city clerk is supposed to stamp and date
Yes.
as being received.
Yes.
She never sent me anything back. So I emailed her. 2 months passed. I emailed her and I, said, hey, Aisha, I noticed that you never sent me back a stamped copy of my forms that I filed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please do that? And she pretty much told me at first, well, most people who want a returned copy will send a self-addressed stamped envelope. So I said, you know what? Is that the protocol? For clarity, is that the protocol moving forward, for one? For two, if it is, that's fine. I'll drop a self-addressed stamped envelope in the mail to you this week. And then she emailed me back and was like, I'll just send it to you via email, which is what she should have done to begin with. But she was trying to be smart. So I said, great. She sent me the file. Hey, Miss DIXON, here's your stamped filings. And of course, the lawyer in me is always going to do my due diligence and go through whatever documents.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened up the document and I scrolled through to see if she sent me the correct documents back. And guess what? She didn't. She sent me two forms. She sent me two forms that were stamped, but she didn't send me the most important one, which is the candidate intention statement. And without that statement, you can't be on the ballot and you can't run.
That's correct.
So I followed back up with her and was like, yeah, you sent me 460 and 470, but you didn't send me 510. Do you mind sending me that? I still haven't gotten a response. So they do things like that where they want to be discouraging and they want you to not be on your P's and Q's and not do your due diligence and not recognize that they didn't give you a stamped copy of your statement of intention to run. That way, when November comes, it can be like, well, we can't. She never filed
now
it.
that
Our office
actually
never
happened.
get it.
That happened to what's his name? That was being recalled for California.
Gavin Newsom?
Yes.
Yeah, listen, my first week of campaigning, I had several meetings with elected and appointed officials, and they all told me the same thing. They said they play dirty politics in Inglewood. You need to be careful. You got to watch who you trust. They're very dirty there. So, I already had an idea, but I didn't know what that meant. So I kept saying, like, what does that look like, so that I would know what to expect.
But I see like the current mayor.
It looks like this. Yes, it looks like this what I'm going through right now. So, that's the point. It's full circle back to what we were talking about in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Politics and public service work, right?
Yes.
Because all of that's not public service
No,
work.
it's
That
not.
has nothing to do with the well-being of our community. That's all political crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Wow. That's a lot. And I hope you guys are really paying attention. If you don't live in Inglewood, this is still great information to know because it's probably very, very similar with whatever city that you live in.
I agree.
If you ever decide to run for office and you think that you got to have a law degree, that's not the case. The first thing you said was that you got to care about the people.
Yep.
And to me, that is the number one ingredient.
Yep.
Because really it's God's work. It's doing God's work, and I'm sure the temptations are there for people to make big millions because you can't tell me with that $1 billion+, multi-billion-dollar stadium, okay, I don't see, you think you would see like the revitalization of a whole lot of things going on.
Yeah, well, that's because no money is being put into our community from those stadiums. So hold on for 1 second. Where, for instance, we pay our mayor $116,000 a year. We know that that's what the mayor's salary is. Nick, can I get a charger? Because my phone is about to die.
There's one right there, babe. The
I know
green.
it's one of these. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Mayor Butt's income for a second. So we know that we pay him $116,000 a year. he is retired from the Santa Monica Police Department as well, and he gets retirement funds from that. But then the year before last, on his statements, he reported that he made $1.2 million. So that's still an extra $900,000. Like, you got to ask yourself where it comes from. But it don't take a rocket scientist, to really understand where all this extra and excess money is coming from. Oh, they can't hear. Y'all, I don't know. No sound. Oh, I got it on mute. Oh.
Well, hopefully they're tuning in.
You said you had a question. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
They can hear you.
My name is Anika, by the way.
Hi, Anika. Likewise.
I had a question. When you guys were talking about the money that was allocated for the stadium and the billions, have you personally looked into the contracts that were allocated for?
So no money was allocated from the city for the stadium. The people who built the stadium are rich.
Private.
Yeah, they're privately owned.
Yeah, but there has to be some contracts that people submitted bids for.
What do you mean? You mean building contracts?
Yes, building contracts.
Well, that's up
cleaning,
for whoever
sewage.
owns that to choose who wins those contracts.
Yeah,
Because it's
have
not
you
a city.
investigated those or looked into those?
It's not a city venture. It's a private company. It's a private corporation who built it. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a city venture. It's not. There aren't any contracts that the city would approve. No, permits. The city has to approve the permits for the
Right.
building.
But for instance, there's overflow into Dr. T mentioned there's cleaning, there's traffic, there's
Horrible traffic.
so trash collecting and things like that. There's overflow that into Inglewood.
Yeah.
How is that money being allocated? And
So first of all, no, I haven't looked at the books of the city because Mayor Butts won't allow for anyone to. And I won't get a clear picture of exactly what resources and money and land and property in Inglewood that the city actually owns until I get in that position. Then I can look at everything. But he's been very secretive about it. However, we did have a treasurer, which she was the longest city employee in Inglewood. And she was blowing the whistle about the mismanagement of funds, about how we didn't have any money in our city. And because of that, Mayor Butts had her fired. Well, actually, he pushed her to retirement. So he changed her her payment. She was getting paid maybe like $8,000 a month, something like that, to like $900 a month.
Oh, that's dirty.
He does that. That's what he does. He does retaliatory
Practices.
Yep.
like get your head out of my pocket.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Great question, Miss Anika.
you look very pretty. I
thank
see
you.
you. You like you just got off of a runway.
You know.
You so stylish.
Thank
I told her she
you.
should be a model.
No,
You look like a model.
Thank
you. Are a
you.
model. You're welcome. Y'all want to see her? She a model. Look, y'all want to see her? She a model.
Yeah, let's show Anika over there in the corner.
so much.
This is great discussion and great conversation. Very important for people to know and to understand because you are bringing to life some information that personally I did not know. I live in the dang on city, right? I haven't really been that interested until really lately. I'm just keeping it for
I'm
real. I
happy
don't know
you're
how to play.
interested now.
I'm interested now. And like I promised you, even if I move out the city, like I gave my campaign donation, was it this month or last month? So I got it
Thank
every
you.
month.
I
You're welcome.
appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. So you guys can donate, $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, $1,000. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
Is it very expensive to do what you're doing, to run for
Yeah, I think
mayor?
I think I already told people that I might as well say her name. When the first time I mentioned it, I didn't say her name. I just said that I met with an elected official, and they told me that I needed to raise $3 million. It was Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters told me that she believed
Auntie.
that I needed to raise $3 million in order to unseat him. I don't think that that's accurate.
Okay.
Right. because yes, it takes money
Uh-huh.
to win an election, because you want to make sure that people know your name
Yes.
and know who you are, know
Yes.
your face,
Yes.
maybe even know your platform that you're running on. Because if they don't know your name, when they get in there and they look at that ballot, they're only going to vote for the name that they recognize.
That's it.
Yep. So
That's why I had you calling out these names so we can hear the ones
Not to
that
vote
are
for.
decrepit, that are almost 100 years old,
Yes.
and probably are just fighting to breathe, you know.
My God, it's funny
Well,
that
I'm
you
just
say
saying.
that. You're right. I say stuff like that. You know what I've been saying? I from the bottom of my heart, I do not believe that my competitor has enough life or breath left in him to really beat me.
Well, maybe
Not legally. He doesn't.
Maybe, well, because you have a sharp mind, and we can see that your sharp mind is showing right now on the show, right? And so the sense of intimidation, that's not far-fetched. You know, what can he say? You have to be in touch with what's going on. You got to be in touch with the generation and things that are happening now. So clearly, he's not in touch.
Yeah, he's not.
So you know, he would be intimidated to sit right there next to you and to engage you in a debate. But you're welcome to do it, Mayor Butts. You are invited to this platform, My Health Matters. And health encompasses everything: mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. People living on the street can't get resources. You know, we can build multi-billion-dollar stadiums and plan for another multi-billion-dollar stadium with no consideration for where the hell these cars are going to be parked, which means that what's going to happen? These little inns and hotels that many homeless families live in, they're going to be ousted out. That's what's that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. Because that little space for the Staples Center, girl, I said, who do they think they're fooling?
Well, you know, I've been attending their meetings, the planning meetings for it, and it appears that the way that they're constructing it, they're going down. Like they're building, they're not starting at surface level and building up. Because I know what you mean. You were talking about the square foot,
area.
the
There's no way.
Well, that's why they're going down.
Wow.
They're
So let me
building
tell you how
down.
unsmart that is.
Yeah.
We get earthquakes in this damn state. Do
Wow.
you really want to be underground? Just a question.
I don't know what all is going to be underground or like what, because I don't know about building at all.
It don't matter.
But
you know that in California, it gets to shaking, right?
It does.
And you understand that when the earth shakes, the first things to feel it are the animals. Because they're closest to the ground, the sea animals. That's why when you see disruption, that's how they know when things get to shaking. So you telling me that I don't even like to do underground parking as it stands now, okay? But now I'm going to pay, because I'm a season ticket holder for the Chargers. I always had been, okay? So even when they were in San Diego. But you telling me that I'm going to pay thousands of dollars a year to hold a seat or to attend a game. Maybe, I don't know, who's paying for not the Staples Center, the Clipper Center. Is that private or is that with
it's
city
private.
funds?
It's on, I'm not even going to say the name of the person who owns it because I don't know. Nick knows, though. I'm sure you know.
Who is it, Nick?
I mean,
Who
because
is it?
I will say the two names.
Give it to us,
I
Nick.
don't know which one owns which, right? Like, I
Okay.
know the two names, the person who owns the
SoFi.
SoFi, and the name of the person who owns the Clipper Stadium as well. I know both. I know two names, but I don't know which owns what.
That's okay.
Right? So there's Balmer, and I think Balmer is at the
SoFi.
at the SoFi. Oh, Balmer is Clippers, and then Crunky or something like with the key. Listen, I am brushing up my
Our
skills
engineer is going to get
on-
it. Trust me, we're going to know in a minute.
on sports, and I have a community liaison who knows a lot about sports, and he has been helping me learn a little more about
Excellent.
sports.
Excellent.
But, you know, that is not my expertise.
Your area. But that's
at all.
okay. It doesn't have to be. But what I want to ask is this, and I already know the answer. We all know the answer, but I'm just going to ask anyway. These owners of these multiple billion-dollar stadium, when Mayor Butts decided, because see, there's a bidding process that oftentimes happens because before the SoFi was built, I think there was another one person or entity that was interested, and I think this guy outbid him. I forget exactly how it went, but I remember paying attention to it in the beginning. Do these owners look like you and I? Are they
they're
black?
white people.
Oh, they're white. Okay.
And I mean, I would
It's the
even venture to
gentrification of
say that
Inglewood.
they might not even like black people.
Many
Like,
of them don't.
yeah.
Many of them don't.
They're not us,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bringing people into our community that don't look like us either.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that I wanted to mention when you were talking about them coming in town for the football games.
Yep.
Our town is crazy when they are in town. They drunk, disrespecting our elders, coming up in our spaces like they own it, being belligerent,
Not only that,
flashing,
how about I can't take
fighting.
a 10-second drive is now 32 minutes.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
no plan. They had
We
no
have a
plan.
city engineer, and that is the responsibility of our city engineer.
You're not doing a good job.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's a lot of stuff needs to be cleaned up. So like, I understand that my work is cut out for me.
Yes, it is.
But my first 6 months in office is going to be dedicated to out with the old, in with the new. Those
Okay.
of you who want to move forward in a positive direction, great. This is what the plan is. Those of you who are still a part of Bud's team, please.
And Dotson,
Whoever, if you're still wanting to dwell in the past, then please, you can submit your resignations, and we will find someone who will be a part of this team and move forward so that we can take this community into the direction that it needs to go in.
now tell me, for city council in the different districts, 1, 2, 3, and 4, correct? Who are you endorsing
Star Manning in
for
District,
District
1.
1? Okay.
I
Star
don't-
Manning, Manning.
Yep, definitely Star. I don't know who's running in 2, 3, or 4.
2, 3, and 4, we need y'all to step up.
Right, but once I find that out, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
But hopefully we can get some good young people with some fresh perspectives
Yes.
who actually care about the city of Inglewood.
And you know what I would like to do? Because November is not a long-term off, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Just depending on what your schedule is, I would love to have you here at least once a month. And then maybe next time you can bring Star with you. And maybe
Yeah,
by then,
absolutely.
District 2, 3, and 4, let us show your face.
Yeah.
Contact this lady here. She's looking for a strong team to change the crap that's been going on in the city of Inglewood. The city of Inglewood should be thriving. It should
Okay.
be one of the most thriving
People
cities
think it is
in
thriving
the
from the
county.
outside looking in.
It ain't.
It's not.
It's not.
We aren't.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not there. We are a
live there.
long ways off
Right.
from there. Perhaps if things have been allocated differently, perhaps if the care of the people, like you said, have been given priority,
Yeah.
and everything else built around the people,
Yes.
God's people,
Yes.
perhaps it would be better.
I agree.
But that's not what you see when you come to Inglewood.
Right.
Okay. Now, I remember many moons ago, I'm almost 50 years old, when the Lakers played at the Forum, when they had those ugly purple and yellow seats. Okay. Inglewood had it going on back then. I don't know if it's because they changed it from Great Western Forum to whatever. I don't know. But I do
Yeah.
know a lot of times that it has to do with who's sponsoring, who's buying, who's paying. But what about the people that live there?
Well, see, that's what we were talking about in the beginning, where
Yeah.
like our leadership has put their focus on the corporate entities.
So
the
they can
corporate
get a
entities
piece of
only.
that pie.
But this is what we should be doing.
Mhm.
Okay, it's great. You guys want to come and build your stadiums in Inglewood. So if you're here in our community, then you should be a part of our community, right?
Yeah.
Come on and engage with us. How
Yeah.
are you able to assist our community?
Right.
That's what it's about. Be a
Right.
part of our community.
Yeah.
Don't just be here to bring all this traffic into our community,
Yes,
to
it's
make
horrible.
it worse for the people who live here in Inglewood, and to still watch us struggle,
Yeah.
especially knowing that you moving this stadium here is displacing a lot of our residents. So if you actually want to be a part of this community, then engage with us and invest in this community. Invest in the people in this community. These are sports. These are our sports arenas, and there's no reason that every child in Inglewood should not be able to learn football, basketball, every sport there is. And we have organizations actually who's already doing that work. So what we really need for the stadium to do, or for whoever's in charge
Sure.
of where their money goes, is to invest in our nonprofit organizations.
Small
Pass It Forward.
businesses.
Pass It Forward is a nonprofit organization, and that is what they focus on. That's what
Yeah.
they already do in our
Yeah.
community. So we do need for the stadium owners to invest and Pass It Forward and other organizations like it. And that's how we're going to be able to see our community grow and thrive.
Yes. That's excellent. That is excellent. So it can be done.
Yes,
It will be done.
it will be.
And what we need is for you guys to pay attention to what is happening around you. Don't be like how I used to be 10, 15 years ago and throw those political pamphlets in the trash. I don't want to see this shit. Don't do that.
Don't
the
throw
time.
mine in the trash.
No, because she's struggling. I'm just playing. You guys make sure that you are contributing monthly to her campaign. Do you want to tell the people how they can support you financially? Because it ain't free.
It's funny that you say that because we've mostly just been moving this campaign off of resources and volunteers, like
And social
people,
media.
Yep,
It's
people
been
volunteering
amazing.
their time, their skill set, their resources, and we moving forward. So we don't have all the money,
Okay.
but we do have supportive people and people who want to see these changes come about in
Yes.
Inglewood. But
Yes.
if people wanted to donate, any amount helps. I don't care if it's $1.
Yes.
It helps.
Yes.
My website is FREDRISHADIXON.com. And so, like, of course, my dad's name is Frederick. So my
We knew
name,
that.
my name is spelled like Frederick, but with sh at the end. So it's FREDRISHA, Dixon, DIXON.
And that's FREDRISHA.
Drisha.
FREDRISHA. Wait a minute, girl.
FREDRISHA. FREDRISHA, FREDRISHA Dixon, DIXON. And I'm country and from the South, so I always used to pronounce my name FREDRISHA. So you can call me FREDRISHA. even if you-
Or Shay.
Or
Now,
Shay.
on the ballot,
Yes.
will the ballot say FREDRISHA Shay Dixon?
The ballot is going to say FREDRISHA Dixon.
Okay.
That is the official name that we have for the ballot right now. If they allow me to make an adjustment, I might add Shay.
Because I've seen it like in the middle in
Yeah.
parenthesis Shay. I think you should reach out to the Secretary of State
And see if I can
before
change
too
it.
much time
Right.
changes. What y'all think? Because
agree.
they'll be looking for Shay, be like, I don't see a Shay. Well, I'm just going to mark butts again.
Oh,
No, we don't
man.
want that. We
We
want
don't want that.
change.
We
We
want
want
change.
growth. We want prosperity.
Yes.
We want young people to learn, I'm going to say it, the games of politics, because it's a game. It's a bureaucracy. It has been about money. It has been about what you can get your hands on, and has not been about the people. So it's
Yeah.
time to make a change and make it about the people. So here you go. Vote for FREDRISHA Dixon.
And it don't end
Okay.
with me, right? That's
No, it
why I
doesn't.
keep saying that, like, of course, we need new city council members in all 4 districts. But
Yes.
even after our work is complete in our community, the next group of leaders need to carry on the same legacy. So they need to be able to really put the community members first and not fall back
Yes.
into what we have seen from our past
Yes.
leadership.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And when you say that, it makes me think about my church, which has been around for about maybe 70 years or so. And you look at the right now, we don't even have a pastor. But you look at the members, the founding members that are there, that are now like in their 90s. And it's like, okay, who's coming behind them?
Exactly.
Who's
What
coming?
happens when you leave? Right.
Nah, I won't be going. That's unfortunately right where my nephew was killed yesterday. Right there.
Sorry. I'm so
Right
sorry to hear
there.
that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, the killings.
Is it
You
in
hear about
Inglewood?
no girl.
Okay.
Right on the border of Compton, Carson, and Gardena.
Yeah, we got to stop that. And that's another thing. Like, I am super excited, to be honest. I'm focused on, but I'm also excited about having the opportunity to build relationships with our gang community. Like, let's just be blunt about it. We live in Los Angeles where gang culture is very prevalent. And so for us to pretend that we don't know that there's gang activity in Inglewood is like ridiculous. So
Yeah.
instead of trying to combat them in a way that Mayor Butts has
Well,
tried
that's
to
what I want to
combat,
ask you. What has he done or not
I
done?
don't think anything. That's the point. Like, I
In
think that
12
relationships need
years?
to be developed with these people, right? Because for the type of changes that I want to make in Inglewood, I know for a fact if I really want to be able to reach the kids who are already growing up in households where gang
Sure.
activity is
Sure.
occurring, or they see it in their streets. They're seeing it everywhere in Inglewood.
yes,
But I'm not able to really connect with those kids none of us are, and help those kids without
The
the
blessings.
assistance
Yep.
of their quote unquote OG. So these older people who are a part of gangs or might have been active or might not be active anymore, they're the people whose opinion to the youth really matter.
Yes.
So if we're going to make some changes around that,
You gotta
I
lock
know their
arms.
relationship exactly. Lock arms, build
Yeah.
relationships, build bridges, and not walls.
Yeah.
And I'm focused on that. I'm committed to that as
Yeah.
well in Inglewood, and I think that will help us reduce a lot of the violence that happens in our community.
lot of the
We got to
violence, a
change
lot
the
of the- yeah.
mindset because it's a mindset. That's all it is. It is a mindset that has developed into a culture, and we have to figure out how we can change that.
Are there any specific programs you
like to implement? And
A lot.
You want to share?
No, I
No?
don't.
Oh,
No.
oh, because they might.
Well, you missed out on the first
Girl,
part.
she can't
So,
tell because then
I'm
he'll
not
do
gonna
it.
go to.
But then she already put her stamp on it. It's
Don't
out
matter.
Yeah, no. Literally, since we launched the campaign November 1st, things that I have been saying that are a part of my mission and my plans that my competitor has never mentioned. Now he's saying that he wants to do
He
it.
wants
so,
to
so
implement
that
it.
goes into social service. So I was saying earlier that we have $0 coming out of our budget going towards social service programs in general. So what we're talking about with anything engaging with the community to try to help the community and benefit them in any kind of way, most of the time it's going to fall under either social service or education.
Right on.
But we don't have any funding for that. So yeah, I have a lot of plans. That's a big part. That's the thing. I think that it is necessary to, first of all, I have ideas on other ways that the city can bring in revenue to fund some of these
Okay.
social service and
Love it.
educational programs. But then also, I see great opportunities to redistribute funds from one place to another in our current budget.
Okay.
So, these are different things that I want to do.
So
The
as you get
programs
closer,
in particular, and the solutions in particular, I don't want to go into detail
Okay.
about, but yeah, definitely.
okay. So at some point, like when it comes closer to the voting and the things like that, the constituents are going to want to know, like, what exactly, basically they know what you stand for. You represent yourself well, and you've been very clear. Sometimes they're looking for the whiffum, what's in it for me, type of thing. So you're ready with
I
that.
have different conversations with my constituency.
Okay.
So, and I'm communicating with my constituency every day.
Right on.
So I can go a little more in detail with them.
Right
but
on.
no, I'm not. I know that I shouldn't be on the radio or in magazines detailing my plans because
Facts.
I've already seen what he's doing with that.
Okay.
But
Is he
yeah,
out there campaigning, or he just sitting back?
he don't
or-
have to.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you
They
do.
know him. Well, I'm gonna outwork him. We'll see.
It's
We'll
that
see how
dinosaur
it- yeah.
mentality.
'Cause you just-
the familiarity.
That don't always work
right?
out.
It
Right.
doesn't, but for him, it's
know?
been he's been in there 3 terms.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But
Wow.
people really aren't
12
voting in Inglewood. We have 63,000 registered voters, and our voting record, it just kind of fluctuates. One election there might be 2,400 people that come out and vote. The next election there might be
Out of
10,000.
2,400. Wait, what?
Oh, we got some campaigning to do. You got to knock on some. Well, I know
Yeah.
you're in a community because I know I went to your movie night. I was so tired,
Oh,
and I was
thank you
like,
for coming.
"Oh, I gotta go." Because
Thank you for
I
coming.
knew I couldn't stay long, but I just want you to know that you have my support.
Thank you.
And that's why you're welcome to come here and let's talk about it because it is the problem he got is social media because social media is a younger generation.
He on social media though.
thing.
Remember we talked about
Yeah, I
that.
know he
breaking
on
the
so-
law. He's breaking
Stop
in
breaking
violation of the
law.
Brown Act and our social media policy. Like he
Yes.
don't care about our
Yes.
city charter, none of our policies in the city or anything. Just be arrogant.
What about the
Wow.
schools? What do you think is?
Wow.
Look at her face.
Because, let's talk about it. Because education
Okay.
is very important to me. And,
Yes, it is.
My son matriculated through the Inglewood Unified School District. He went to Beulah Payne Elementary. He went to Crozier Middle. He went to City Honors College Preparatory Academy. And literally all of the educators that I have come in contact with through my son going to school there have been excellent educators. Excellent.
Good.
Now, We're currently under receivership, so we don't even control our own school board. That's something that I do want us to get back control.
Let's talk about
of.
that. How did we lose control of the school board? And when did it happen?
Corruption, mismanagement of funds. It happened like 10 years ago.
Seems to be so within the 12 years that Mayor Butts has been mayor, this has happened. And what has he done to stop the corruption, or was he a part of the corruption?
He's leading the corruption.
He is the corruption.
Yes, he is. That's why.
Gotcha.
Let's say I didn't run for mayor and nobody ran against him, but we had a couple people run for city council. It really wouldn't matter because he is at the top and he is literally directing all the strings, and it has his hands in nonprofit organizations that as mayor he should not be doing. It's a lot happening that he should not be doing.
Well, you know what? I know you might not want to call them out, but I want to know who these nonprofit organizations are, because that's a problem for me. Now, he's the leader. He should be leading, but clearly he's not. But the reality is we all have a responsibility. So if you are somebody that is dibbling and dabbling illegally and you have a nonprofit organization, I want to know who they are. I think
I'm
they
not
should
going
be
to put them on
ousted.
blast because I feel like...
Not this time, but y'all got 2 months to get it together.
The nonprofit organization in particular is a very important organization in our community.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Butts has people scared. And he does have that authority and that power to say, hey, you should fire this person and you should hire this person. If you don't, I'm going to hold back on giving you city funds, which is also against the law.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
That's what has happened. And I think that it is incorrect and of course it's illegal on his part. And it's also... it's got to be against the bylaws of the nonprofit organization, too. Yeah. But I do care about the nonprofit. I don't want to put them on blast.
Have you had a conversation with
No.
Why not?
No, because it's not my place. Not yet. I'm not. And that's the thing. As mayor, I don't intend to involve myself in their business. That is their business. No city official should be involving themselves in the business of a nonprofit organization. That's what they have a board for.
Right. Right.
So I would like for them to be able to have autonomy.
Wait, hold on. Now, speaking of the board, let's just be clear. Is it legal for the mayor to be a part of the board of a nonprofit organization?
He's not a part of the board. That's the point.
But could he be?
No.
That's the answer I wanted to hear.
No, he shouldn't be.
So that people can understand that it's not you saying him, but you have the evidence and the proof behind it to substantiate what your findings are, that he is engaging in illegal behaviors.
Oh, it's
with a Z.
very documented.
Okay.
All of the illegal behaviors that Mayor Butts has engaged in.
Okay.
And one very disturbing thing that does not get enough attention, I believe, is the fact that he has been sued for sexual assault and sexual harassment so many times.
I was just about to ask that question, Anika.
I just text her that.
Yeah.
So, yes, let's talk about that, because Me
It's
Too
sick.
is definitely on the rise. Let's talk about it.
Well, he was doing this before Me Too.
Okay.
You know, but like what? What do you
For who? Constituents, people who work for him?
Absolutely. Well, he'll take a constituent, give them a job. From his patterns, he gives women jobs that he is either already sleeping with or that he wants to sleep with. And he uses his position of power in order to sleep with them, or if he has not already slept with them, but basically to control them. And then, for instance, one lady, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about the lady who he met, who came on as a volunteer for his campaign. And then when he was elected, he gave her a job in his office as his executive assistant, and he paid her $400,000 one year. How does an executive assistant make that much money? But this was his mistress as well. This was the woman that he was sleeping with. So you're not supposed to be having sex in City Hall. He's having sex in City Hall. Listen, I'm definitely cleansing my office when I'm elected. I'm serious. I'm blessing it. It's getting cleansed. We getting new furniture on some stuff. Like, I don't want none of that energy in there.
Yeah.
But, all the way down to, like, awarding women at the city office that works under him, the houses that, you know how they have the lottery to, and nobody who works at the city or who is even.
You mean the lottery like HUD?
Yes. So no one who works at the
What?
city or who is even related to people who work for the city are supposed to get these houses.
Right, correct.
I mean, are you surprised? It's it's just a long list of corruption.
Wow.
The usurpation of government opportunities, that's against the law. He's done that several times.
Say that again.
Usurpation. This is other law school stuff. See, that's what I'm saying.
So
It's
tell
law
us
stuff.
tell us what that means.
Also, the usurpation of government funds as well. So basically, it's the same. So you have a business. You are
Several.
okay. So if you're the president of your corporation, and as you are conducting business as president of your corporation, the business that you're conducting is supposed to be for the benefit of the corporation that you are president of.
Correct.
That is what you're making money for, all your
Right.
negotiations about. Now, the usurpation of government or corporate opportunities or funds comes in when you know that this is an opportunity that your city can benefit from or that your business could benefit from. It is also an opportunity that your city or your corporation might also be interested in.
Okay.
And instead of you giving that opportunity to your business, you take that opportunity for yourself as
yourself.
an individual. Yes, against the law. Thanks to law school, I know that.
Well, usurpation was the name. I'm like, what?
Usurpation, yes.
Wow.
It's
That's
a long list.
amazing.
And so I also,
amazing.
Dr. T was saying from the very beginning that I feel like our community is not just sitting by allowing these things to happen. I feel like our community was just unaware of exactly what the
Well, you see the look on my
law
face.
was, exactly what the law was called that was broken.
Okay.
And exactly what our rights.
Brown.
Yeah, exactly what our rights as constituents are.
Right.
So that's why I am making it a point to share this information because I want to help inform our community about all these things. That way we can know what our rights are and we can make informed decisions.
Absolutely. And that's truly what it's all about. So you guys need to, well, everything's on Google. So become a Googologist, but use your common sense too. And so already we want out Butts, we want out Dodson. And when you come back, we're going to know.
We want out Eloy Morales.
What district is he?
He's 2.
Okay, Eloy.
Yep, we want out.
What's his ethnicity?
He's Hispanic.
Okay.
We also want out. Is Alex Padilla still there?
Wasn't he reelected?
I think so. The other Hispanic guy, and then we have a new one. She just got in that spot. Her name is Dion Falk, and she appears to be one of Butt's puppets as well. So we need to get her out. We're not gonna be able to get her out.
I was gonna
on
say.
this term because she just was elected. But if she is still wanting to move forward in the direction that Butts is leading our city, then yes, she should go too.
Okay. Got it. Excellent. Excellent. So now we need the people of Inglewood, the constituents, those of you who live in a city, who also care about people, who care about your community, who care about where your tax dollars are going, who cares about bringing social services to the people, because that's what it's about. If you care about your libraries being open and not just on a whim, I'm going to close it down. I don't want her in there.
The MLK Day parade and festival is canceled now too.
But is that because of COVID?
Nothing else is canceled. They just had the Rose Bowl. The Super Bowl not finna be canceled. They bringing over 102,000 people into our community.
Sure in the hell.
So.
And I will not be home on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we shouldn't have to leave our house because of that.
Gotta
but
go.
I'm thinking about how much of a headache it is going to be in our community.
I don't even know when is the Super Bowl. I thought about going
because
I can get the tickets.
I think it's like February 12th, 13th, something. It's in February though.
Yeah, I love me some football though. But the inconvenience. And the SoFi Stadium is absolutely beautiful. I used to walk there in the morning, so peaceful, but I'm going to just say, I'm going to try to use some caution right now, but follow my eyes. What happens is, what has happened, I've noticed that when they've allowed certain groups of people to have concerts there, which were like happening like this. When you go back the next day, it was so nasty. Like there is no pride.
Yeah.
You know, I take
It ain't their
pride because
community.
it's my community.
Right.
But then when you invite others into your home,
Who don't care about our community.
yeah.
They don't even care about us. They're not even
No.
respectful to
No.
us. It's like,
No, it's like an entitlement or something.
Yeah,
And
it
I got something
is.
for your entitlement.
okay.
But the problem is, it's happening too often.
Mm-hmm.
And so that thing which I used to take pride in, I can no longer take pride in.
Yeah. Till we clean it up. Because these people coming into our community need to know what community they're coming into.
Right.
Sophie Stadium ain't in LA. Sophie Stadium is in Inglewood.
Yeah.
You're coming into a black and brown community.
Right.
This community, to me, the community feels very much like a Southern community. Just like the comfort, and it feels like home.
Yeah.
You know, and people in the community actually do care about each other.
Yes.
So
I have amazing neighbors. I have
Me
amazing
too.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one thing I'm going to miss are my
Yes.
neighbors.
Me too. That's why you shouldn't move. But they need
Scared to get killed. I don't want to get killed.
Aw.
I don't want to be shot. Yesterday, I count 7 sirens before I left my house, and I left my house yesterday at before 11 a.m. When I left my house today to come out here, 2. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I am tired of it. And then to lose my nephew last night, I'm done.
I'm sorry.
It's a wrap. Not that it can't happen in other cities, because we know that it does, but it just seemed that per capita, especially in Inglewood, it's been
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah, and nobody, the media,
It's been
they don't
going
report it.
down. They need to.
Yep, and
I
people
can't tell you
don't
how
know
many
what's
times
happening.
passing by Darby Park and there's yellow tape up because some black man that got shot in a car. 2 of them shot in a car. When there's a damn police hub at I've never seen the police at Darby Park.
You don't
Where
never see
are
them
the police?
nowhere. When we
No, I
need 'em,
haven't. I have not.
and they get more than
I
half
see them
of
at
our
the
whole
stadium.
budget.
I see them at the stadium on game day, game Sundays. I do see them then.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time.
It's sad.
That's the only time. So it's not a mystery that these things are happening.
Yeah.
You know, I think the other issue too is that when people don't live in the community that they service, that's a
Yes.
problem.
I agree.
How can you have pride for something that you're really not a part of?
Yeah. You
You
can't.
know, and how can you
and
build
come
relationships?
In, you come in thinking that you better than us, and you policing us. Like, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that is a problem. And how do you begin to build and forge relationships? Like I thought one of the smartest things that HUD did, and I think they're still doing it, the Teacher Next Door program, the Officer Next Door program, and I think they extended it to nurses and medical professions next door to help people to live in areas that you would not normally want to live in, but they're giving you a hell of a deal, like 50% off the cost of the home. You know what I mean? So now it's worth at least the thought of it. But that was a way to begin to implement service providers into the community of people that they're servicing.
Yeah. Or help educate our own community members who are already there,
Right.
so that they can get those jobs.
Right.
And I have great ideas around like housing.
Well, you can't tell because he's going to act like he implemented
I
it.
have great ideas around housing
And people who are familiar with people in office, it's time for you to think about the generation of children and grandchildren that you have brought into this world, or who one day may be here. Okay? Because being familiar is not going to get the job done. Being familiar is not going to help to save our black men from being shot because they're sitting at a damn bus stop. It's not going to stop it. You can't even go to the park. You can't even play basketball. I used to take my dog, because I have pits, and run them at the park. I can't even do that no more. I can't do it. Can't do it. And I refuse to live somewhere where I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't have to be uncomfortable. But a lot of people are not in the situation where they can just say, you know what, F this, I'm out, I'm moving.
Right.
So what about those people? Because they're still there. And they're being ousted
Until we get
out.
pushed out. Yep. Yeah.
Now, Mayor Butts, what I want to know is that when you shut down those inns and hotels over there specifically by what is going to be the Clippers arena, did you offer those people like $1 million to move so that they could go and get set up in a different city? Were there any incentives for people?
You asking me?
I'm just asking.
Look, you asking me or bare butts? Listen.
Well, I would love for him to come.
I don't know. I doubt it. I haven't heard anything about anything like that.
Well, I haven't
So-
either. And then when I look at in proximity, the time, the approximation of when you see these people being pulled out and these buildings being redone, and girl, when they shut down my church's chicken, I used to go there to get my okra.
I used to be like,
Oh,
dang,
I
who
was
still
mad.
eat church's chicken? Who is keeping them open? But
No,
it was you.
okra, just for the okra, just the $3.99, just the
Okay.
okra and the hot sauce, okay? But when they shut down because I don't do church chicken, and the other one is over there on Imperial and Western. I ain't going over there. But but I have been. And then I graduated from Washington High School. Okay. And I got a terrific education. Now, what's going on over there now? There's still a lot of people that have been there for years, excellent educators that are there. So I got an excellent education. But getting to school was something we had to pray on. Getting there and coming home because of the violence in the area. And that's not exactly Inglewood, but I'm going to call it Inglewood adjacent because there is a connection, of things that go on in that area or surrounding areas around Inglewood. So Inglewood should be like thriving.
We will.
It should be thriving.
We will. We're going to get there.
Like off the charts.
I think we will get there. I am very optimistic.
I'm
Really,
optimistic now.
I'm very optimistic, and I've met so many wonderful people in Inglewood, like community members who are regular community members, right? And then community members who are actually engaging with the community and doing good work in the community.
Yes.
And there's just so many people who want positive things for Inglewood and Inglewood.
Y'all heard her say
thanks.
things. That's Tennessee. No,
Yeah, that's Tennessee.
I'm kidding. Well, I'm from Compton. I say it too.
Yeah, well, y'all are country kind of. Y'all got the horses and stuff, in
Right?
Compton,
In the farms.
the animals. I love that.
Yes.
I love animals.
Well, if you want to go riding, let me know. My friend Sydney has plenty of horses. Sydney
Okay.
Crosby, and
Okay.
I'll make that connection for you. See, I know
Okay.
people.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And then, there's a black mayor, Aja Brown,
Yeah.
over there.
Well, she's not the mayor anymore.
What happened?
She didn't want to be mayor anymore.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, like
She was like, you know what? I had a night. Well, I know she has 2 babies, right?
yes.
Okay.
So I think that she wanted to do
Just be a
motherhood. Because
I respect
I was
that.
a mentor in her Bloom program.
Oh.
Her building ladies.
I
of
bet you know my
opulence and magnificence.
niece.
What's your niece?
My
name?
niece is Anaya Williams, and her mom is Kenyelle Smalley.
I would need to see a picture.
You know.
So
I
I probably
promise
would.
you. I know you do.
But from just from being a part of that mentoring program and being around Mayor Brown, she is a phenomenal woman. And then it was very interesting for me to see how the guy Omar Bradley, who used to be mayor of Compton,
Yeah.
how he came back and attempted to run against her.
Yeah,
How-
he did.
How rude and disrespectful.
How you just get out
he
of
was
jail
to
and you just
her.
run back to
Yeah, he wished.
City
Boy, he
Hall?
wished. I could not
Wait a minute.
believe
Omar
it.
Bradley, and then who was before Omar? Tucker. Was it Tucker?
I don't know.
I'm gonna just shut up.
But Mayor
I don't
Brown
want my
made the
car on fire.
decision. She made the decision not to run again.
Okay.
And so there is a black lady mayor in Compton right now, but she's like an older lady.
Is she an interim?
No, she's like the mayor.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Not Darden.
Maybe like
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now see,
It's a black lady.
glasses.
Look at her. Look at the look.
Because I'm too
look at her,
excited
look at
right
it on
now.
Instagram.
I'm too excited. Well, I know one of the council members there, Tana McCoy. Do you know
Okay.
Tana McCoy?
No.
Very sweet. I forget what district she's in, but very, very, very much so involved in the community. And even I remember we used to have events like feeding the homeless in the park that wasn't even a part of her community, and she would come out and support. Just wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so wait, y'all got to give me a moment, okay? Because I got to show you my people.
Okay, this your family. That's a beautiful family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the little baby girl?
That's Kenya. Oh, no, honey. Anaya
okay.
is almost 22.
Oh, okay. Which one's Anaya? Oh, no.
No, that's
okay.
Kenyelle.
Okay, beautiful.
I'm
What a
wondering,
beautiful family.
because it might be Lily. Hold on, honey. So this is interesting because, first of all, I love when we, as Black people, are in positions of power.
Yes.
Okay, because let's face it, they don't want us in positions of power. You know, if they could still put us on the plantation, that's what they would do. But so every day,
Which they do still have
Yeah.
a great majority of us on
Yes.
the plantation. It's called
Yes.
the prison industrial complex. And
talk
then-
about it.
And
Talk about it. No,
Oh.
talk about it.
I mean, well, we know what the prison industrial complex is.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it revolves around the 13th Amendment, which, you know, they claim ended slavery, but it actually made another legalized form of slavery in our prison system. Then we got a lot of people who are enslaved mentally.
Yes,
You know, they're just so
absolutely.
caught up in the propaganda that they are being fed, whether they're watching the TV all day or the radio or,
Yeah.
you know, all these white supremacist ideologies that they are having inserted into their heads that they don't realize.
Yeah.
You know, but
That is very true, and it's very sad, and it's funny because we always talk about this on this show because it is a reality that we face, and it is something that we as a people have to be aware of, you know, and some people do a very good job of masking it until they can't mask it.
okay. Who's that?
Lily Darden.
Okay.
So I know she was running for office
Is
at
that-
one point.
Someone just said the mayor of Compton is Emma Sharif.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know her. Thank you. I ain't been keeping up. But I know that Lily was running for office at one point too. I don't know if it's. I'll have to look at it and see. But Compton, I'll tell you, over the years, even if you look at now the potholes have gotten really great because child, I was on Avalon.
Mayor
and,
Brown started that.
I know she did.
Yeah.
I should have known she wasn't in office when I felt like my car was gonna cave in on Compton Boulevard at the intersection of Compton Boulevard and Avalon.
Yeah.
I looked at the ground. I said, "Oh, somebody going down." It was like this.
Well, I mean, clearly, Compton has infrastructure issues, but
it
you know,
does.
it's just with normal wear and tear of life. They just haven't updated it.
But I
in a
haven't
very
heard
long time.
anything about Mayor Brown putting her hand in any pots
Me either.
of money.
Me either.
So shout out to you, Aja Brown, Mayor Aja
Yes.
Brown, because you know, there are certain temptations that come along. So
Really?
well,
I don't see that.
there-
though.
well,
I don't think so.
look at your mayor you have now in Inglewood.
Well, he
Doesn't mean
was
you-
greedy before he got in that
Right,
position. I
but-
don't think that it's that easy. If you're actually for the community and you are really a public service worker, it should not.
I
be
don't think it's that
tempting to
easy
you.
either, but the temptations are indeed there.
Especially if
And
you
they will be
already
there.
living off of such a small amount of money. Then,
I don't call $900,000
well, not
small.
him.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. I think that is the person who he is.
Mhm.
Like, it depends on your character and the type of person that you are. And I don't believe that when he got into that position, he was community focused. I think
Okay.
it was about his ego and power and whatever other ideas he had in his mind for himself,
Okay.
instead of it being based on the constituency. So I don't think that it's hard for someone who is really genuinely for the people to remain for the people.
I don't either.
So the
I
people
agree
who,
with that.
The people who we think are turning, they were like that the whole time.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
It's you know what you can't fake, y'all? Character.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on a post somewhere. Character is the thing you're doing when you think nobody is watching.
Yeah.
You know, but in today's society, there's always eyes. There's eyes in the sky. There's eyes on camera. There's eyes on you when you
On
think it
your
ain't
phone.
eyes on you. You could be in a parking lot,
Yeah.
and guess what? There's eyes on you.
True.
Just like the incident yesterday. I know there's cameras on all those factory buildings and things like. There's eyes. You know, so the day of hiding and perpetrating You know, and I just feel like, you know, we're living in the final days, and there's a lot of things that are happening that are evident of that. You know, we talk about the book of Revelation. You know, it's there. I used to be afraid to read Revelations because it was scary to me. But Revelation is to reveal, to show, and it's showing us what's happening. And when you have people that put money over the welfare of life, that's a problem.
I agree.
That's a problem.
100%.
Well, I know you're very busy. I thank you. I
Thank
thank you. I
you.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Let me know. Have your secretary know, and my condolences for Kim.
Thank you.
I was like, I was driving. I was texting you. I was driving. I was at the light and I forgot. And I was like, oh my God. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
So saying a prayer for her.
Thank you.
Dealing with her loss. And is there anything else that you want to say to the people?
Just that I'm hoping that people will remain engaged with me. I'm gonna try to go live at least once a week. I'm gonna try to.
That's not enough.
Well, listen.
It's not.
Baby steps.
You got to jump
Baby
in.
steps. Live once a
You
week.
jumping in with the fishes.
I'm in the community every day. Now I am in like literally talking to people, going to meetings, meeting with people,
Okay.
different things like that.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
But social media, because I never go live or anything like that, so I'm going to be going live once a week, maybe more.
Once a day,
You
I think
know.
would do it at least 5 days, y'all. What do you guys think? What do the people think? What do your viewers think? Shouldn't she go live at least 5 times a week?
I don't know about
Because people want to
I don't have
connect with
time.
you. Just turn
I
it.
don't have
Hey,
time
y'all
for
going
that.
into a meeting?
Oh, really? For like a minute, a second? Be like,
Yeah, you could do a reel for like a minute. Make sure it's a
I'm
minute,
working
though.
on that. I'm gonna start doing some stuff like that,
Yes.
as well as having community events. So I'm gonna have a meet and greet.
I was
at
going to
least once
ask
a
you,
month.
when is your next one?
Hopefully it'll be at the end of this month,
Okay.
and I'm planning something with 1010 Wine Bar,
Okay.
which is a new wine bar in Inglewood that
Okay.
is so dope.
I'll have to go by
Like-
there. Is it on Market Street?
It's on La Brea, 1010 La Brea.
Okay.
Like the vibe.
Okay.
This is literally Black excellence.
1010 Wine Bar.
Yes.
Y'all might be seeing me today.
It's owned by it's owned by 2 Black women,
Okay.
2 Black sisters from Inglewood.
Okay.
Born and raised in Inglewood.
Oh.
And literally Black excellence. Like when I say they set the bar in our community for our establishments, that's what it is. It's a really good place. So hopefully that is where the meet and greet will be this
And my sister
month.
owns a wine company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they have all Black owned wines.
Oh,
in
they are
there.
Black owned.
So maybe your sister can get her wine in there. That would be great.
I will let her
think.
know.
I think that would be really
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
And then, I would like for people, I'm looking for volunteers.
Okay.
Please volunteer if you can. Reach out to me and
Okay.
invite me to your organization meeting or if you're in Inglewood, reach out to me because I will come and talk to you. Look, whoever wants to hear me talk.
Now,
will listen
how
to me
should they
talk.
reach you if they want to volunteer?
You can reach me on social media. So either my Instagram, Dixon for Mayor, or Miss Shay Dixon, or my website. Or folks can send me an email, FREDRISHADixon@gmail.com.
Okay. So you are very open. You have a
Yeah.
lot of ways of being reached. She's not hiding in her mansion. She's here.
I don't have a mansion. I got an apartment, but I love my apartment. I swear I got a cute little apartment in downtown Inglewood.
I love downtown Inglewood. And you know what? I'll tell you why I'm disappointed. Disappointed because I said, oh, they're bringing in the stadium. Oh, it's going to be booming and banging. But what has happened and what's happened, a lot of businesses had to go out of business because those rents just went ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what's happening. I mean, Inglewood, we have the opportunity to be an affluent Black community that is thriving. That I know we got like Baldwin Hills. That's clearly an affluent Black community, but they don't have
But the
businesses
gentrification,
there.
when I saw white people
In
coming out
Baldwin
the
Hills?
jungles, no.
Oh, really?
I see. Then when you look on the other side, on the side where Dorsey is, what street is that? Exposition. And those apartments, I don't know if they're part of the jungles or not, but there's similar looking apartments. And then you start seeing Asian families, white families. And then I'm like, let me go online. And they're selling them as condos.
Okay.
I said, what the
Yeah.
hell?
And those people
Wait
probably
a
don't know where
minute.
they're moving to. They don't know nothing.
They're getting
but-
closer to work, the stadium,
Yeah.
and that damn red line, blue line, purple line, whatever line it is over there in Baldwin Crenshaw. And that's what's happening. So the gentrification has already started. And even in Inglewood, where I live, I'm like, where do white people come from? We didn't have no white people living over here.
I
But
still
it's
haven't
happening.
seen any. I see
Girl,
them.
they come, you
I
keep
see them on
watching.
the days that we have games. Of course, they're
Oh,
all in our
no.
community, walking all up and down our streets.
Girl, they
drunk
live in our community
with
walking
a-
their dogs. Just
I ain't seen
You
them.
will.
I have not seen
you
them.
shall. It's coming. What they
That's the
say,
sad
keep on
part.
living.
Yeah, we don't want to change the makeup of our community like that. And we really should have been fighting against gentrification a long time ago, but like we got to do some type of pushback.
Yeah.
You know, or else this is going to happen quicker. The gentrification is going to happen quicker, and you know, none of us want that to happen. Like I was saying, like we have the opportunity to really be a city that thrives. And I lived in Atlanta, you know, before moving here. And Atlanta is a city that has Black-owned businesses that are thriving, and you know, young Black people who are thriving and successful. We can be that in Inglewood.
Oh, sure.
You
Absolutely.
know, but our government, our city government, actually has to assist the constituency with that.
Right.
Yeah, it starts at the top.
That's the missing part. Starts with the leaders. So again, thank you
Thank you.
for coming.
You're welcome.
And to the people that are listening who either live in Inglewood or you have family that lives in Inglewood, because Inglewood too is like an old city. You got a lot of old families that are still there.
Yep.
You know, and it's sad to see people being pushed out. But this is how you make change. You need to vote for someone who has fresh ideas, someone who's not afraid to show up, not afraid to. You guys are supposed to have a debate, right? Ain't that like a thing to do?
So you know, most political candidates do, but it's voluntary. You know.
So Mayor James Butts, because you said he watches everything you do. Please
Anybody
dial
can, I believe. I think so.
818-914-4087. Reach out to us at Rollout Digital Live. We would love to have you on the show. We would love for you to come and just answer some questions of your constituents, of your people. The questions that this young lady has in moving forward, because she's about to take your job. So we want you to come and have a conversation about it. You know, let the people know. And you are welcome to come here with me, Dr. T, bona fide for real clinical psychologist. I really am. I know I'm a little crazy, but you know, you gotta be. But my point is, come and be heard. What you got to say? We want to know. I want to be able to ask you the same questions. What are you doing about the homelessness? What are you doing about mental health? What is your plan? What is your strategy? Or have you just been strategized out? Do you have no more thoughts and ideas? So it's about bringing in multi-billion-dollar companies so that you get a piece of the pie, because that's what I'm understanding. So if you want to refute it, if it's not true, please reach out, come and be a guest. And if you're afraid to sit next to her, if you're intimidated by her, we can have you by yourself. So you let us know what you need, but the most important thing is getting the information out to the people so that you're able to make an intelligent and informed decision. Well, you got my vote.
Thank you.
If I stay in Inglewood.
Yes, stay in Inglewood
I doubt it. But,
until after November.
but here's the thing.
Stay there.
Whether I'm there or not, you have a platform here, so I can still support you.
Thank
I can
you.
support you with campaign funds.
I appreciate
You know, so and there's different ways to get it done. So, FREDRISHA Dixon for Mayor of Inglewood, y'all.
Thank you.
The wood. We need change. We need fresh blood and a Black woman
That
to bring
part.
it all together.
Ashe.
Not that Black men can't. He just hasn't. So it's not a
Yeah.
good. It's not a good feel. Not a good look.
Right.
So.
Thank you, Dr.
You're
T.
welcome.
I
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you. And for the other members in the building, thank you. So let's take a break, Nick, and then we'll change out segments because I know you got things to do. But I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You're
It
welcome.
was fun.
Good. See?
I got some pictures I'm gonna send you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody. It is me, Dr. Tanisha Timms, clinical psychologist, over here feeding my face with some Nutter Buddy cookies. Shout out to Nabisco. Give us a sponsorship. Uh, I am here. We are shifting gears. We have the beautiful, the dynamic. Yeah, she was a part of the show when we were talking to Miss Shay Dixon for Mayor of Inglewood, y'all. Okay, go to my page, go to Shay's page, and just help a sister out. We got to get out, and so we can bring in what we need. But we have the beautiful, the dynamic, the accomplished actress extraordinaire, winner of the NAACP award. Let me see what else I remember. She is an actress. I've seen her work. She plays a great gold digger, Nick. What was the name of that movie?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I am far from that.
No, you played a great.
No, he's like, I get that.
I could see a really good gold digger.
Oh,
And I could see, like, a thin line between love and hate.
because she looked
I
like
could
when
see
Lynn,
that.
she
It's not even that
favors
kinda
her.
favor her.
Oh, she's
She got that
beautiful.
demeanor. See, so you just looked at me. She got that demeanor too. That I ain't fucking around demeanor.
What? I don't know what they're talking about. No, I am
NAACP?
far from.
What?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Can you put us live on the rollout
That's
Facebook? I mean,
actress.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Page.
Put your ass up.
It's a Best Actress Award.
So yes, and what
But
else?
no, far from a gold digger.
And she should be a model.
No, well, you.
That's what the
She- you-
consensus say, that this sister here should be a model because she's absolutely beautiful.
Thank
But
you.
not only that, she's very kind, she's very sweet, and she's a good friend. I'm very fortunate. I could say this, especially since I've been coming around the past, since August or whatever it is. I have met some very incredible people here. I've met some people. Well, I ain't gonna say that. It's understood. But
Delete.
shut up, Nick. But what I will say is that I have met some incredible people that are doing incredible things. And I always say God puts people in our lives for a reason.
Absolutely.
Always for a reason. And there's been
I'm
some.
still trying to figure out that reason.
And why even try? Just accept it.
Because it's a faux pas.
So what have you been doing lately, Miss Anita?
I have
Let's act like
been-
I don't know.
I know, right? Let's play like, I've been out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Still pay the rent. Go ahead, little Tupac.
Straight up. No, I've been actually, I'm healing
Yes.
from some things.
Yes.
I'm going through that process. Rest in peace to my little sister Lena.
Shout out to
passed
Lena.
away.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to some situationships.
Yes.
Well, sort of.
Yes. Yes.
Tentatively.
To the who?
Tentatively.
Tentatively. Okay. Tentatively. Those situationships.
No, but I've been actually straight up. I've been working. I mean, still on some of my own projects.
Okay.
Running a business still.
Okay. Why he got you upside down? So
I'm upside down.
It's like it's just right side up. But go ahead. It's cute though. You're still cute.
It's upside down because we're gonna have to change it.
No, it's not upside down.
Because one
Well, he
time-
has the camera like this. Girl, it's Nick.
but we're not gonna be able to use it if it's upside down.
Yeah, it's cute. It's good. So, you're acting. Have you been affected with COVID with respect to your jobs and things like that?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
I've been fortunate to still, take opportunities and have opportunities since it's been going on. Actually, it's been a blessing.
Okay.
But the industry as a whole, it's like our community is so united and tight, and you're concerned. It's like it's a machine.
Okay.
Whether it's the studio shut down, the projects, the protocols are different, the camaraderie is different. Everybody took a blow, yes, in that sense.
Yeah.
But as far as my opportunities, they've been still there,
Okay.
and some just a little more creative,
Okay.
like
Okay.
Zoom. rehearsing
Right.
on Zoom.
And have you
classes
found
on
your
Zoom.
creativity increased, improved?
What?
No.
On Zoom?
No, just like
Oh.
during this time of COVID, because I found myself being very creative and creating all kinds of businesses and ideas. And I think it's because I was able to sit still and get still. And that's when I hear God, is when I'm still.
Well, I heard peace.
Okay.
I heard I was able to reflect personally,
Okay.
professionally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually first. I should have started there. As far as creativity, that there's never a shortage of that
Okay.
for me. I just took some time for me, and still need to do that. I'm still doing that now. I never felt like I was in a rush
That's good.
to do this business. I never felt like I was in a race.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that I worked on me as a person
Right.
and
Right.
worked on being good and
Okay.
being, a good person.
Okay.
How I wanted to feel
Yeah.
good about dealing with people. So as
That's
far as
good.
that, yeah. Now, did I get some stuff done? Absolutely, absolutely.
Woo, got a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've been able just to get so much done, because there is a certain peace when you're able to be home more, and not having to burn that gas on the freeway.
Yeah, facts.
To
Definitely.
be able to just be dressed up here and still have on your pajamas
And
your
it was
house
sorry,
shoes.
you guys, on the Zoom. My bad.
It was Zoom, right?
I mean, it's sometimes I almost stood up and was like, ooh,
Ooh, better not stand.
pull it back.
Yeah, I remember seeing commercials like that. People stand up, they
I
forget.
love that one commercial when the guy said, I thought we was doing
In
the
the
Zoom
kitchen.
thing. Him and his wife and the
Yes.
people were there. That tickles me.
Yes.
But
yes.
I made my home
Mm-hmm.
comfortable
Okay.
for me. I was able
Okay.
to pay more attention because it was always one of those eat, sleep, and go.
And go. Yeah.
And then I work out of my home
Uh-huh.
as well. So it was that
Yes.
much of that, and I was always in the wind,
Yeah.
whether it's working, bending corners, whatever. But that gave me time to, like you said, be still.
Yeah.
Still my mind.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that was what was important for me.
And that peace
Yes.
that you felt. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I'm proud to say, and I want to introduce to the world a business that I started.
Hey.
And
Yes.
I started it because I had experienced it myself. I wanted to try something for myself to see if it worked. Because I'm one of those people, I don't like to recommend nothing to nobody if I don't know anything about it. If I don't know, or I have an obligation to say, well, Nico, you know what, this, but I don't know, but not to come off as if I'm knowing something I don't know.
Yeah.
So, as many of you may know or may not know, I am an ovarian cancer survivor by the grace of God. And I've had several surgeries over the years, 8. 6 of them have been in my lower abdominal area, the belly, okay? And the tissue inside, that scar. I even had to have a surgery to remove scar tissue. It was too much scar tissue. So every time you cut,
It makes more
you get
scar.
more scar tissue, right?
Yes.
So my belly had been hard until recently. I've undergone 3 treatments of the lipo body fat cavitation, which not only softened that abdominal area, but it caused me to lose weight.
Okay.
It started slimming that area that I had a problem with.
Okay. You have to break that down.
Okay. I'm going to break it down.
Because, yeah, I want to know more. Because
Okay.
scar tissue is like leather.
It is.
Sometimes.
It is.
And if it's working for you, you found gold.
Yes, I believe I found platinum, because what happened, I had thought about having a tummy tuck just because of the appearance of my abdominal area because of the many surgeries. And I was like, shit, after 8 surgeries, I don't want no more surgeries. I don't want to generate no scar tissue like that again. All of these factors and things came up for me. All of them, a lot of them. So you know me, I'm going to read. I'm going to read. And so what I'm going to do now is just look at what I have here because I developed a whole business out of it. So that's why I said the creativity part. But my creativity comes based on what I know works for me,
Okay.
right? Because my purpose is to educate other people. So one of the things,
Educate me.
girl, okay. So the lipo body fat cavitation, it is a machine. It's like a wand that is used, and it is placed over the areas of your body that you want to lose fat in. So that area is an area where the stubborn fat has been.
Okay.
So it breaks down the adipose fat, that hard to get to fat. And if you look at it,
Is that the hard fat?
The
or
hard
the one that
fat.
gets between the muscles and the ligaments and stuff? and it's hard
yes, yes.
Okay.
So it begins to send the radio frequencies to it, and it begins to break down the fat, and the fat becomes liquefied.
So you're shaking it.
You're shaking the
Shake it
hell out
loose.
that face.
Ow,
Wake
shake it
your
like a salt
ass
shaker.
up. Wake up. She needs you out the
Shake it
body.
like a salt shaker, girl.
Uh-uh.
Yes.
And what, right. And so what happens, the cellulite or cellulite that you have begins to diminish
Okay.
because that tissue is being moved away.
So how is it? So is it removed through the lymphatic system?
There you go. And the lymphatic system, it is drained through the lymphatic system. And now the lymphatic system is very, very important for us in terms of our health, our immune systems, and keeping that thing clean is so important. So when you go through the lipo body fat cavitation, the process of breaking down and liquefying the fat cells, it's not shifting it, it's removing it out of your body. So there's certain massages that have to be done to the body when you're undergoing the lipo body fat cavitation so that you can pass it out comfortably through the lymphatic system.
Okay.
And so you have, there's different points on our body where the lymphatic systems are.
Of
So you have
course.
them here, here, near the growing area. They're all throughout the body, but there's certain
I heard
points.
they're in the arms, in
They're
the neck,
all over.
Breast area.
Mm-hmm. Like the
things
breast
that.
area really up here.
Yeah.
Really
the
up here.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to break it down and then to drain it out the body. So that's what happens. And so the other thing,
Is it hot? Does it heat it up or is it freezing it?
okay, so you can do cool sculpting, which freezes it. I don't like nothing cold touching my body. Okay, so or you can do the lipo body fat cavitation, and it heats it up.
Okay.
And so when you're having the treatment done, you hear this high pitched sound. It's the radio frequency that's going on, but it's totally safe. It's non-invasive. There is no downtime. There's no cuts. There's no surgery. There's no anesthesia.
So it's not it's
Non-invasive.
non-invasive. That's what I'm looking for. It's non-invasive.
Yes.
Now, how is it helping scar tissue? Because I
It's-
had a shoulder injury.
It's breaking
and
it up.
And the scar tissue is, the bane of my existence
Okay.
because it keeps from moving with the shoulder. How does
Uh-huh.
it break it down? Does it dissolve the scar tissue or does it soften it?
It softens it.
Softens.
And I know that just from myself because the area that used to be hard is no longer hard and it's slimming and trimming very nicely. I'm very happy with my results, and I've only had 3 treatments.
Okay.
The person that does mine right now, she had to take a little time off. So that's just one thing.
And now you could do your own or train someone to do you.
Right, Anika.
No, I'll just say me. I'll go get certified.
Okay. The certification, I did all of that. I believe in what the Bible says, study to show thyself approved, right? So you got to get certified. I'm not going to do something to somebody. I ain't going to burn you, you know.
You preaching to the choir there. I'm
Right.
the queen of certification.
Right.
I mean, postal, PMA,
Child.
from banking,
Girl.
bartending certification.
Yes.
And these are all businesses that I want to own.
Yes.
That I own or participate in.
Yes.
You got to get certified.
Absolutely.
That means no one can take that away from you and you have an actual trade or skill.
Right.
Go ahead, doctor.
Right.
Get your certification.
All right. So then,
I'm so proud of you.
thank
that-
you. Now, if you know about anything about Chinese medicine,
That would
And-
be a no.
and acupuncture.
Okay, I've had that.
I don't do acupuncture, but there's a process called cupping.
Yes, I've had.
And cupping is also good. It's amazing
I've
for the
had that.
lymphatic system.
I've had that for my physical therapy.
And yes, and I've had about 1 million treatments of it. What did you think about the cupping, Chinese cupping?
It did nothing for me.
Okay. Okay. It should have helped your blood flow. It should have helped with the circulation of your
I
blood.
would not know.
Okay, how many sessions did you have?
I've had a few because they're trying to do that with
Yeah.
the shoulder and the rehab, and it hurts.
Mm-hmm. Well, it can help to relieve pain and tension, but it can cause a little pain because when you place the cups, it's the blood drawing, it's pulling the blood, right? So when you remove the cups, oftentimes you'll see like the marks,
I've had
right?
bruises. Yes,
But they're good bruises because it is evident that the blood is flowing and circulating in your body.
Okay.
And now what I've come to learn is that there are a lot of issues and diseases that we have, particularly when it's issues of the blood, high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol off. Those are all issues with blood. And a lot of times we're not checking the circulation of the blood or our hearts. Sometimes we have clots.
Factual.
Sometimes we have blockage and we don't know. And that's why you guys will hear me say on my when I do my other shows, if you're having problems sexually, check your blood health. Because if your blood is not flowing, those parts that you want to have elongated and pumped up and moisturized, they are being affected. Look at Anika. They're being affected, Freaky Friday, by lack of proper blood circulation.
I could see that. That is factual.
Yep. So with the Chinese cupping, for me, when I was attacked, my body, I could not move it. It was very painful, but I did it it wasn't painful, but I didn't like the needles from the acupuncture. But it was very helpful.
But I liked it.
Because you like pain.
Yeah. I do have a threshold.
Right?
That's
But
another show.
But it was one of the best things I ever did for my body.
The cupping.
The cupping and the acupuncture, but the cupping especially, because to me the cupping was more immediate. The acupuncture, I did not feel the effects until over time, like over weeks and weeks. But the cupping was a bit different.
I'm a big massage person. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and when you do these procedures, you're supposed to do the massages because you want to massage it towards the area where the lymphatic nodes are, so that you can begin to take that fat that is now being liquefied and pass it out of your body. You want it out your body. So it breaks it down, the cavitation. The cupping helps with the circulation. It also helps with arthritis. If I had brought my cups, I could have helped him with his back.
Oh, you do the cupping too?
Yes, I do the cupping too.
You had to sell me on that one.
You just got to try. I should have brought my cups. I'll bring them when I come back out here.
Yeah,
which will be tomorrow.
This is very interesting because there's different kinds of ways to, help your body, heal your body, and transform your body.
Absolutely.
Besides plastic surgery, no shade to that, and cosmetic, but this is, cosmetic.
No cuts. And after 8 surgeries, I don't want no more surgeries. I told my son, I said, if they ever talk about having to do a surgery on me again, it must be life or death. I don't want no more cuts. I don't want no more surgeries. Every time you go under the knife, you're running a chance of not waking up. And you know what? Each time, the problem was the anesthesia. I was over anesthetized. Yes, they gave me too much damn anesthesia. One time, they couldn't hardly wake me up.
Girl.
Comatose for about 2 days. I don't like all of that.
It don't bother me.
Is the anesthesia. Yeah.
Really? That's the best part.
Well, you wake up feeling amazing
I know,
when you wake up.
Look,
if you wake up, you wake up feeling
don't say
amazing.
that.
Well, some people don't.
Don't say
That's why
it
my
out
family,
loud.
they know I'm like, after surgery, wake my ass up. Let me go back to sleep, but at least wake me up. And when my sister and brother-in-law came in there, rest in peace, Marty. When they came in there, that's when my family was like, oh, no, we ain't leaving till she wake up. Yeah.
Let me ask you about the question about the the liposuction the lipocapitation.
Yes.
Okay.
Lipo body fat cavitation.
Cavitation. Okay. How is that on the skin? Because sometimes
It's amazing on the skin.
really.
Let me tell you how amazing it is. So, oh yes, please, thank you, Nick. The when done, now this is the thing. There's a lot of people doing it.
Doing what?
Body fat cavitation,
Technicians?
wood therapy, people
Wood
that are just
therapy?
going to get this. I'm gonna tell you all about it.
I went somewhere else. Sorry.
I'm gonna tell you all about it.
Sorry.
Nick, I should send you my website, huh? You can put it up.
They're like,
Listen, don't just let anybody work on your body. You heard of Frankenstein? You hear these doctors that are screwing up stuff. Well, these are people that don't even necessarily have to be doctors. You got people that are halfway, they get through because they get through. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful. When it comes to putting your hands on my body, I need to know, what can you do? Who are you? And what?
are you trained?
I am trained.
No, you want to know the
Yeah.
people.
Oh, yeah. You got to be trained. But there's so many people doing it. And it's like, you better screen out what you're doing.
So what does it feel like?
It feels good. Because it's like you're laying there and it's like you're getting a massage on your belly, right?
So is it vibrating?
You don't feel the vibrations, but you can hear. That's it right there. You can hear the sounds from the radio frequency. You can hear it. It's like a high pitch, but you ignore it for a while. But that right there. But you see how she's massaging her? You want to massage because you want to move that which is being liquefied towards the lymphatic system so that it is more easily rid from the body.
Permanent.
So my company is SerenityOptimumNutrition.org if you want to look at the services that I offer.
She have to have it for that to work.
Well, you'd be surprised because I've seen some pretty portly people.
I'm sure, like, she got a long way to
No,
go.
you'd be surprised. But now here's the thing: like anything else,
Okay, that's wrong.
I gotta say this: you have to drink water. You gotta keep your body hydrated. Okay.
How many sessions?
And if you work out, it's even more effective. The fat loss is permanent, but if you go back and you still kicking it at McDonald's, I mean, what can I say? You at home frying up food.
You have to be ready for that type of commitment, and especially to pay
it's a
for
lifestyle
that service
change.
and to undo the doing. That's the way.
It's a lifestyle change, and I don't believe in wasting my money. But let me tell you about some of the other services I offer.
Oh, okay. You got
Ladies,
a menu of services.
have you given birth and your breast dropped? Have you gotten older and they're hitting your knees, sagging to the floor, too much gravity? There's a process called breast enhancement that you can have done without being cut, without a surgery. I do breast enhancements. I do butt enhancements. So you can do the butt lift and the breast lift. Oh, yes. And it is a process in which there's like a vacuum that is used. But again, everything is about regenerating the collagen to build and to boost, getting rid of fat that your body does not need, which is liquefied, the hard to reach adipose fat.
Okay.
And reshaping the body.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Now how does do you put your
Ask the questions. We don't know if we don't ask.
Like you put the boob in a cup. And
Okay.
Or is
You got it. So there is I don't know what that is, Nick.
This ain't it?
That looked like she might have had a surgery.
She about to take her titty in the buffet.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
It's
right
similar.
there.
It's similar to that.
So it's like you squeezing it.
So there's a
make
cup.
It full?
If you got big boobs, you're gonna need a bigger cup. Take it from experience. But your breast is placed in the cup. It's like a cone cup. And then the vacuum is massaging the breast to produce more collagen. Mine is not like that, but it's similar to that. Oh yeah, no, it's similar to that.
The older one, this looks like an old pump.
Yeah, we do things.
But
in
how
retro
is it
now.
lifting them?
Because it's producing the collagen, the elastin, the collagen that is lost and dropped when gravity takes control. It's
Or if a woman
recirculating
loses
the
weight, and you know how
blood.
you lose weight,
You can
and
lose
mass in the
weight,
boobs,
yeah,
it helps
and you'll
with
have that hanging skin. You know, people who lose weight really, really quickly,
okay.
they tend to look old because they're not taking care of their skin.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me tell you how safe it is. It's so safe. You can use it on your face. There's one for your face that you can use on your face. You can get a facelift, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have turkey neck, dripping, stop laughing, dripping neck, you're afraid to not show your neck and your shoulders because you don't think it's sexy enough. Yeah, my stuff don't look like that. I have top quality stuff. I paid a lot of money for mine. So no, we're not doing all that hands-on stuff. But you do want to make sure.
Really up close and personal. Let me tell you, you got to really know these people and trust these people because I had a sugaring before.
The scrub?
No, the sugar wax.
Oh, okay.
And like
what had happened
in there? Like,
oh, well, you got some freaky people.
No, I don't think she. No,
I ain't trying to feel on you.
I just was like,
look, I got somebody to feel on.
I'm shy, like when it comes to that, like a whole ass technician down in there, getting in there and just snatch it.
Yeah, no, I don't play them games. I don't do that.
So you know what I'm saying? That's why I said you have to be really that's up close and personal.
You should be trained in your craft before you start practicing on other people, because it just might get you punched in your face. Okay.
Yeah, she was very good.
About
Shout out
it.
to was it Sugar Studio.
Okay.
She enjoyed
it. Okay, stop. So for those of you, did you get the link I sent you?
But that was a part. That was a segue into me asking you
what
when you're.
I don't do no
on
sugaring.
These people, but you got to titties.
Well, I mean, it's breasts. I got my own.
Yeah.
Well, if I want to feel on something, I feel on my own.
What would be your approach when you have a client that you're working on? You know, I imagine you have to say, "Hi, I'm going to put my hands here."
Well, I mean, you always want your clients to know, even in therapy.
Leave me alone.
Even in therapy, when I'm practicing, you have to let them know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
In this conversation, you might be uncomfortable. You know, that's if I'm doing therapy, depending on what we're discussing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the augmentation of the breast enhancement and the butt enhancement, okay, you understand I have to touch your breast and I'm going to be touching your butt, depending on what the areas are. I'm going to use gloves. I'm going to make sure that you're well moisturized or oiled. I have special oils that I use for that. Okay.
So they can't be. I know you and I talked about this before. Like for, what if they want to wear a body stocking?
You know, that's on them. See, me, I likes to be naked because I want the full effect.
Did you say?
I mean, everything is not showing. It's only per area that's being treated, right? Okay. So if you're working only on my breast, then there's no other area of my body which needs to be exposed. But I'm a Virgo, and we're kind of like exhibitionists anyway. Okay. So that doesn't bother me. Showing my body, you see my videos. Y'all see my videos. That don't bother me. Not at all.
Just for clients.
But for clients, absolutely. You want to make sure that they're comfortable. I am cognizant of my gloves, you know, making sure that they're not cold. You know, and then there's different oils and things. You can heat the oil or warm the oil, you know, so that you're not shocking the nipples, you know. Okay. So, I don't know what you want me to say.
I love this new business venture for you. You're so excited about it.
I'm so excited.
She tells me about it. She talks about it. And I'm interested to see
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I think I'm so excited because you know me how I am when it comes to helping other people. It's going to help a lot of people. It's going to help people. You got some people that have been big all their lives. Well, sometimes your bone structure, you're just going to be big, but you can be a healthier version of you. You know, shut up, Nick. And that's the part. I can't. That's the part that intrigues me the most. Helping people when it comes to health. So my business, just like the gummies and all of that, it is still Serenity Optimum Nutrition. Here it is. Oops. And we ain't even had none yet. It is Serenity Optimum Nutrition, right? For all your CBD needs and all that great stuff. But I've added on this part of the line, All Things Health. And so you can go to serenityoptimumnutrition.org and you'll have access to it.
So you are your mogul.
Oh, girl, I stay on it.
I
just, my guy inspires me. He inspires me. I watch how he works and what he does, and I draw. We draw off of each other. So it's very positive. But let me tell y'all something that you're going to absolutely love. For people out there that want that washboard stomach, but you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do cardio. You can't really do sit-ups. That's my thing. Like, I can do them in the bathtub, but I have to treat it like a water aerobic in order for me to be able to do it. But now I can do it on dry land. There's a process called sporadic slimming. And you take these patches. It's a certain way you put them on the body. And you send the electric waves to the body. And it stimulates the muscle. And so you can get those washboard abs.
This is another service?
Yes, this is called sporadic slimming. This is something else that I offer.
Service. I've heard of this.
No surgery.
I've had that.
No service.
You've had it done before?
Yeah, I've had it done on my knee before. I had knee surgery, so a friend of mine, her dad was doing it to me, and he was an ex-football player from like the 70s. So he's a real tough guy, squeeze your hand hard, that whole thing. So he hooks me up to the pads. And we sitting on the couch, and he just talking like, yeah, so you seem like a pretty tough young man. He said, just let me know if it's too much for you. So I knew it that man. Like, he just wanted to see if I was going to
he was going to give it to you.
And he cranked that shit all the way up. And he had it open. So it was pretty intense.
But I like
he was trying to hurt your ass.
And then be like, it make you jerk.
No, it didn't jerk. My leg just stuck straight because it's shocking the muscle.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's what they do.
It was like a cramp. It was like a cramp. And he just held
I
it
like
there
it.
for like a little too long. It was funny though, but I've had it done. It does work though. It really helps stimulate the blood and stimulate the muscles. So
Absolutely,
I would
that
imagine for your abs.
and it takes pain away from other parts of your body because it's taking the focus off from that and putting it on a different part of the body.
Yep. So that's called sporadic slimming.
You do that too?
I do that too.
Look at you.
God has really been blessing me, you guys, and I do the Colombian wood therapy.
Now that
Which
I've
is
never heard of.
amazing.
What is that? Because when I pledged a sorority, so wood for us.
You probably, it's a different kind of wood. It is the Colombian.
Scratch that. There
specifically,
was no hazing involved.
Hard to find, but specifically Colombian wood. And there's different rollers. Nick, can you pull it up? Because I do have a few pictures to show you guys too. It's my website, but there's like a diamond roller. There's different rollers, and you use them. And depending on how you use them and knowing how to properly use them, think about a baker's kneading the wood that you use to roll out dough when you're making a rolling pin, like you're making dough for pie. So it kind of reminds you of that. But what it does, it breaks down cellulite.
Okay.
So it's very similar to the fat body cavitation, but that's a machine and this is wood. And to me, I think the wood, if I had to pick between the two, I think that wood. Because you see differences. There it is right there. You see it so very, very quickly. But you got to know how and which wood you roll which way, which is important because it's also responsible in re-sculpting the body. So you don't want your body to look like SpongeBob SquarePants, right? You want the booty rounded. You want the thighs tight. So there's a certain way that in the training you learn how to do it and which wood to use.
Just shaking that booty.
And then there's cups that you use. They're not suction cups, but they're cups that help to drain the lymphatic system as well. That are also the ones I have are made of Colombian wood.
On my back.
Yep. So if you have love handles, that's a good way to get rid of them. But you got to know what you're doing. So you're not just gonna go, I'm gonna go buy me one. No, you'll probably be looking like this. So you want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And you can't be afraid to look at the naked body. And you got to understand, and Nick's gonna show some pictures in a minute, that some people's bodies just ain't that sexy. Like, I never used to like to show my middle because I've had 6 surgeries. Well, now there's another something that we do. It's called radio frequency. And the radio frequency tightens the skin. So your facelift, you need to tighten it. The radio frequency, hey, Nikki Pam, it's my girl, is going to tighten the skin. Yeah. So it's going to take your middle and make your middle look like mine. No, just playing. But here's some pictures that are being displayed. If you guys are watching through Patreon or you're looking on Patreon through YouTube, that's how my booty is looking. And I haven't even had the cavitation on my booty. I haven't had no work on my booty yet. My booty is looking like that because I do squats. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like if I decided to do the vacuuming of it. It probably would be too big, and I probably have to go from a size 4 to 6. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. But, so this picture here of this young lady in the black, clearly she had the body fat cavitation. You can see that. Wow. So because you can see, if you look at the picture, well, let's see. Okay, so let's start right here. The lady in the front. That first picture, body fat cavitation. Because the picture on the left, that's her before. I'm going to estimate that she's probably had about 3 or 4 treatments there. And you can see the significant change in her body. It really takes it down just like that. Especially if you're incorporating any kind of change in your diet, increasing your water. That's how my booty looks now. And I started to put a picture of my booty. Y'all wouldn't know, but I was like, it looks so good. I promise you. Why not? Yeah, I just might. So if y'all see a new booty on the screen, it's probably Dr. T's.
Oh, these are your clients?
No. These are pictures, but this is what happens.
This is
what happens to my body. This is what happened to my body. I'm telling you. That right there, that shows. It's more at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Now go to, okay, so that's the wood therapy with the Colombian wood therapy.
What are those pads?
That's the Ferratic Slimming pads.
The what?
Ferratic Slimming, to help you with that washboard and to lose that fat in the stomach.
The jolt.
So the breast enhancement, if you can show the lady with the bra, little white lady with the itty bitty boobs or breasts. And then you can see that after, I think she had like 2 or 3 treatments, and you can see she wasn't able to fill out her, I'm going to say it's an A cup or a B cup. She wasn't able to fill it out, and now she's filling it out. Without surgery.
And they show it?
Yeah. I mean, the pictures are they're just kind of small. But right there, you can clearly see that bra that she has on, her breasts are not filling the bra. And so the one at the bottom, that's the difference after she had the breast enhancement done. With no surgery, no cuts, no anesthesia, no downtime, right? And then if you look, what's another picture? Look at the back fat on the very last picture.
And back fat is the most stubborn fat.
Yes, but the cavitation, you have to be careful. This is why you got to have people who know what they're doing, because some machines you cannot use on your back. Really. So what I like for the back is the wood therapy. The wood therapy to me is very quick in breaking down the cellulite. But look at the lady under the facial lady with the black panties on. That cellulite, it smooths that cellulite out. And the good thing about it, like with me, you can have, thank you. You can have one or the other. You can have all 3. It has to be done over a certain period of time. Some things you can do just about every day. Some things you can do so many days, and then you want to wait a few weeks and all of that. So this is my web page. Go ahead, Nick. Show the web page, please, baby doll, because I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Nick was in my, no, Nick had been in my ear. Doc, you got to get a web page. You got to get a website. You got to get a website. I did it, Nick. So I have 2. I have one for my other business, which is in assessments. And then I have one for this one here. So it's all about improving your health and your appearance, which helps to improve your self-esteem. You know, we want to feel good. We want to look good. We want to feel like we're looking good. And we want to keep our men's attention, right? The menu of services is there, and you get to pick what's your pleasure. You want one service or all 7 of them. It's up to you and what you decide to do. And, of course, your budget. And because I am so indebted to Speedy and very grateful, I'm going to always have some type of discount for rollout listeners and for people who sign up through Patreon because of this. So, for example, let's see, the Colombian wood therapy per area per session is $65, right? But if they mention Rollout Digital Radio, I'm going to give them $10 off that service.
Right on.
And then I'm going to gift the station that $10 out of my pocket.
Okay.
Because I believe in giving back.
Yeah.
Because the reality is this platform is helping to grow and build my business. And one of the things we don't do is we don't think about how we get to where we are. We're just going. Well, you got to pay homage. You know what I mean? And you got to pay respect. So there'll always be something for Rollout Digital listeners, those who are subscribed to Patreon, you know, $10 off, because I'm expecting you to take that $5 and to sign up for Patreon. If I'm going to save you 10, I need you to take 5 of those dollars and
reinvest.
Give them to this man right here that look like he need a piece of cheese, and give it to the radio station, because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
I believe in that. I believe in black
Generating the
businesses,
wealth.
buying black, doing black, being black, blackity black, black, black. That's what it's all about. We don't support each other enough. We don't need other people to come in and support us. That doesn't mean I won't service people of different ethnicities, but my business should not be dependent upon their dollars. Black dollars are the biggest dollars in the world, and we don't take the time to recycle even in and within ourselves. And so, and Nick, you see how you inspire me, Nick? So that QR code right there, those products that I have, I don't know why that's grayed out.
The coffee, are you sold out?
I'm not sold out. Of the coffee?
I'm not sold out though.
Look at that. Got my women's enhancement, my male enhancement, the CBD drops. Yes, got the sucker. You guys already know about the gummies. And, you know, I had the actual marijuana, but I said I wasn't going to do that because I don't want nobody, you know, I want to have to pull out that 9. I'm trying not to do that. And then I have even a tincture for dogs. It is beef flavor. I need to get you some. I forgot to bring it. It has CBD in it for dogs. You just give them very little.
The dog hide. No,
Girl,
just
dogs
relax.
are sometimes
Extra relax.
unruly.
Oh, I know.
But all you got to do is point your phone at that QR code, and it's going to pull up the products that I have on my shopping page, and you guys can go ahead and place your order. Simple as that. Don't forget, when you do it, even though the price is there, if you mention Rollout Radio, Digital Live, and you go and you subscribe, and your name matches your name that I get, and Nick tells me, I'm going to give you a discount. It's that simple. How that sound? That's right. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. And so that's what's been happening in my world. The podcast has been absolutely amazing.
I'm so glad to hear
Everybody that I've met along the way has been absolutely amazing. I have no complaints. And if I had them, I wouldn't tell you.
You're doing things and taking action. Like a lot of times people sit and it stays just an idea in their head.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the way that you jump all over it and you actually do it.
Thank you.
You do it. You make things happen.
Yeah.
And that's important. It's motivating.
That's what he said.
Oh.
See, I'm rubbing off on me.
Okay.
No, but I've been like, you know, or even if people have ideas and I can grasp your idea, we're gonna make that idea come to fruition.
It. Absolutely.
That's just who I am. I don't know why, but that's how God made me.
That's your lot.
And I don't complain because I'm happy to help other people. Because to me, that's what it's all about.
For which our blessings flow.
All blessings, not some, all. right? And you give back. You give back to your community. You're a part of my community. So if you're doing something, I'm gonna help you. What can I do? What can I do? All right, let's get it done. And that's it. We don't have to belabor it. We ain't gotta beat around the bush. It is what it is. Everybody grown.
Yep.
Get handled.
And then there's that.
And then of course with my clinical psychology, school psychology, doing this podcast, and TLC, Total Life Changes. I'm going to create a page on my page for TLC because I've had people ask me about it. Those are the supplements that I take. But here's the thing. I'm manufacturing my own, especially of the Gano and the Chaga, the things that I know that can help prevent diseases and certain cancers. Oh, yeah, I got to have that under my line. So I'm excited.
That's a lot going on. I love it.
And so I've been able to bring it full circle. Now I don't feel like there's anything else I need to go out there and get. I got the highest degree I can have. Now I just need to take my degree and match it with my other skills and these other blessings and bring it all together. And so that's why I have 2 offices to service you all. One here in the Valley and one in LA.
Ow.
And somebody's like, are you mobile? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm mobile.
Why
So it's just a
not? You make
blessing.
house calls. The doctor makes house
Yeah,
calls.
depending on who you are. I'm very, I use discretion, and I'm aware of the games people play, so you're going to have to leave a deposit. You know, it's certain things to it. So, because my time is of value.
Factual.
So, and she packs. So, that's it.
All right. I loved it. You had a great show today.
Thank you. Look at Nick. Oh. Now, I do want to say, we do have our candles, and the candle lady is here. But I got to tell you, the candle is absolutely amazing. I always talk about the candle
You do.
because it smells amazing. It just
Can
smells
you
so
give the
good.
name of the candle?
This candle is by House of Yahweh. Did I say it right? House of Yahweh. House,
Oh, that's G.
House of Yahweh. All right? And these candles last 4 hours. I was burning mine when I was home. I burned one in the bedroom, one in the living room. Baby. Can't tell me nothing.
I will say this though: if any of the ladies get a candle, you might want to get a separate one for your dude, because all the men that come in here stick their finger in that candle. So I don't know what's that about, but it seems to be a thing with men. So I would just give you. And I know women
It's
probably hate that.
reminiscent, probably.
I don't know, but
It's
they don't. Men don't
reminiscent.
light the candle for whatever reason. They just stick their thumb in it and they just work it down.
Because they like the way it
Yeah,
feels.
it's reminiscent.
It's bringing up some pleasure principle memories.
It could be what it is. Man.
But you can also use this wax. I might use this in my practice as I'm massaging. I think I will because I bought enough of them, right?
Drip it on them.
Mhm.
And that when it's hot, because when you're naked or your breasts are exposed and all of that, or your body is exposed, and you're being having the work done, it can be cold. But if you take a little of this warm wax, put it in your hand or on the glove, and put it on the body, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Don't that sound heavenly? Oh,
You
yes.
got to use some hands too, like you just said. Make some hands.
Yes.
Massage.
Yes. So you will get a little massage as well because that's important to help to direct the fluids towards the proper drainage points of the.
So how do they get in contact with
okay.
you? Through the site, or is there?
There's so many ways. So many ways.
Share
Thank you
with
for
the people,
asking.
with the good people.
So if you want to book your services, you can simply go to my website, which is Serenity Optimum Nutrition, just like it sounds, .org, because I'm a whole organization.
Okay.
SerenityOptimumNutrition.org, and you can take a look at everything we discussed. I try to do a good job in explaining what each service is.
Did.
There's no
'Cause I
prices
was
hidden.
like, what?
The prices are there. A lot of times you look, people don't show you the price. The prices
I
are
know.
there.
That's a good. That's very important.
Thank
because
you. Because the
what are
work
you
I do,
hiding?
it works.
Is it 5 this week or is it 6 that week?
Right.
Nah.
Right. You know, you can do one service. If you bundle 3, I'll probably give you something like buy 2, get the third one half off. You know, if you are a paid Patreon member of the Rollout Show, okay? So, yeah, to get some, you got to give a little something because it's about building. Everywhere we go, it is building, building, building. And that's truly what life is about or should be about. Yes. So is there anything else you want to say to the people before we do our deep breathing and affirmation?
Intrigued with these services. I haven't done those. But it's interesting. I'm going to make sure I support.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I should have brought my stuff. I could have did some of that stuff for you today, girl. But I got you.
We got time. We got time.
Yeah, we got time. And then
silly.
you're nice and small, right? But it still would be helpful to get your blood circulating more. You know, so I look at it more from health. Anything that comes aesthetically, like that's pleasing to the eye as a result of taking care of your health is okay. But if you're just doing cosmetic surgery, that's not helping your health. And that's how I look at it too. And see, I've been through enough surgeries to know.
Oh, yeah.
You don't, you know. That scar tissue, girl, I thought I was dying. I was like, call 911. Shit.
Yeah, and it softened it and leveled it out for you.
The body fat cavitation and the radio frequency, what it does, the other good thing is that if you have stretch marks, it will help with the stretch marks because you're tightening the skin. So it's going to really, I mean, there's some areas of stretch marks I had, I don't see them anymore from that. So it's very powerful.
Ladies
And gentlemen, especially like if you lose weight quickly or if you work out a lot, sometimes the lifting of the muscles can cause the skin to stretch. Or in my case, if you're pregnant, I ain't pregnant now, but when I was pregnant 20-something years ago, you know, that's when I developed stretch marks. I had never, I'm like, what the fuck? What? Happy to say it's not a thing in my life anymore. So these things are amazing. So at this point, we're going to stand. For everyone who can stand, let's get some deep breathing in and out. We're going to inhale through our nostrils. We're going to hold the air a little bit in the middle of that gut where many of us are harvesting. We're just harvesting our little baby fat. Time to get that fat out, y'all. Get the fat out, all right? So deep breathing is going to help us to be calm. If it's somebody you don't like, that's okay. We all have them, right? What I say, let your haters hate, but still be great. And how we're going to do that, we're going to bring our body to a state of calmness so that we can remain civil and stay out of jail. Remember, that's the goal. So we're going to inhale through our noses, take in God's great air. Let it fill your head, and then that air is going to move down, all right, into your center. You're going to hold it there for just a couple seconds. Don't pass out. But when you release the air, you're going to control it and bring it up through the diaphragm and breathe out, okay? So let's practice a few. Ready? Inhale. And out. Okay. Let's inhale again through the nose. Hold it and breathe out through the mouth. You should be feeling it all throughout your body. Last one. Make it count. Oh, that was amazing. I feel it all in
I'm in here fainting.
But don't you feel more calm?
I fall asleep.
So now, this is the time where we state a positive affirmation for either our day or our lives, whatever you desire. Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I plan to continue my healing process a little more successfully.
And you will.
Yeah.
And you will.
All my praises go to the Most High.
Okay. Mr. Nick?
What's today? Monday?
What that got to do with
You
anything?
gotta start the week off right. You know,
Okay.
you get affirmation for the week. So
Okay.
let's see, it's Monday. Let's see. This will be the best week of my life so far.
Wow.
See how that
Alright.
works out.
Okay.
It's going to
It's a
work.
start.
Yeah, you'll see how it works.
Let's put it in the atmosphere. For me, it never changes. I'm going to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday.
Okay.
So maybe I'll smile a little more, cry a little less, call a few more people, but definitely do something more.
All right.
You know, unfortunately, I was reminded just how short life is. It's been a lot of things happening over the past few months, and it's just a lot. So we got to stay prayed up, you guys. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord, I pray for you and your soul, but it is time that you get connected and really get connected and spend some alone time so that you can pray and ask for guidance and comfort. And then allow yourself a space where you're just still so that you can hear God's responses. And that's all I have for you today. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you, Shay Dixon, for Mayor of Inglewood. Thank you, Miss Anika McFarland.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Queen, House of Yahweh. Thank you, Nick, dynamic engineer extraordinaire. Thank you, Speedy, for the opportunity. It has been amazing.
Do you have an Instagram for your products?
You can go to Dr.T 923, and under my name is the link. Did I do good? Or you can call me. I have a phone number dedicated just for you. It is 424-308-5539.
And the website.
And the website is Serenity Optimum Nutrition. SERENITYOPTIMUM, like Mary. Nutrition, NUTRITION.org. O-R-G. So excited.
With the
Or
kiss
just
at
send me
the
a
end.
DM.
The wink and the kiss at the end.
Yes. God has been blessing me. So take care of each other, and I'll see you guys really soon. Peace and blessings.
Yay!